Welcome to it, sports fans. It's a massive Thursday today. Huge. I'm feeling good. James feeling good. We're pumped up. We're pumped up. It's been a great morning, certainly for me. James is looking in great spirits. But ladies and gentlemen, there may be bigger things going on in the Republic of South Africa and indeed the world. But if for these 2 hours, we can be together, have a laugh, have a bit of banter, have a look at... By the way, if you haven't seen Manchester United's new kit, it is the driest thing you've ever seen. It's honestly as though they've gotten somebody to design it online in 15 minutes. It is the worst kit possibly in the history of kits. So shout out Manchester United for giving us all a laugh in these tough times. But we're going to do a little bit of sports, a little bit of, a bit of life talk for the next 2 hours. Really looking forward to that. My morning has, all things considered, been all right. Rather good, actually. So I hope we can take you on to, just for 2 hours. Let's take a mental vacation together. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm MKT, and with me, a very handsome 6'3" man who carries his height well, currently in a monogamous relationship, and things seem to be going well there. Still never met his lady. Still not sure she's real. But ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, James, I'm so cute, Jimbo, Illingsley. Jimbo, what's going on, pal?
Hi, how you doing?
You know what, James?
Tell me.
All things considered,
All right. All things considered.
I'm doing good. I had an incredibly early morning this morning.
Right.
Now, people say, yes, that's because you work on a 6 o'clock show. Listen, I get up at 4:30 every day anyway. I had to be up at 2:30 this morning because, it's going to happen, James. You got to work with these foreigners, And I mean real foreign, like over the seas. Anyway, had to have a meeting this morning. It was always going to be positive. That went well. That set me up for a great day. Do you know what I'm saying?
What time was it in the world of the people you were having the meeting with? That it was 2 o'clock our time.
Who knows?
That's so weird.
Yeah, but these are things. Hey, do you know there are people in South Africa who work at that time, like their work day? And I know one person whose work day is like 11 p.m. to whenever, because they're not working in South Africa. Essentially, they work on their parent company's time, and they are. So it's very into. Hey, we live in a great world in that sense, right? Right now, I understand people are going through stuff, and it's not just our country, which is South Africa for our international listeners. There's other people going through it, but it's an incredible thing to me that you could be in Iraq, and I don't mean like a CD. I mean the country.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're thinking. What the hell is a CD? Haven't seen one in years, mate. But I mean,
what a CD is.
Do you? When was the last time you saw a CD? Like a one being used. I don't mean like a rewritable for your I don't know, your friend's printing company.
Probably like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Does your laptop even have? James has one of the douchebag editing laptops. Does your laptop even have a CD space?
No,
Of course not.
but I do have an external CD-ROM thingy
Why?
because, like,
In case you want to listen to Roxette.
No, the work that I do, like, there's just multiple sort of, not opportunities. What's the word? There's anything can happen, right?
Okay.
And I know we're moving away from CDs and stuff, but like if I'm editing something for a client and they've burnt something to a disk or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, can't you do something like this?" or whatever it is, right? Yeah, I mean, I've got one just in case. I bought it many years ago. I've barely used it.
Yeah, because you don't live in 1803.
Yeah.
Like, who's still using I think games on Xboxes, do they still get sold hard copy, or do you just buy it online?
You can buy them hard copy.
Why?
I think in the entire time that I've owned my Xbox,
I just realized why. Not everybody has internet. I've just realized what my fault is there. Some people have an Xbox but don't have Wi-Fi.
that is true.
Like if you live in some places, you don't have Wi-Fi. So, yeah.
Or you don't have like fast Wi-Fi.
That's true.
because like if you buy an online game, the size of that game is like 60 odd gigs or whatever the game is. With the CD, you just have to install the game as opposed to downloading it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've had the Xbox I've got now for quite a few years, and I think in total I've bought one game disc.
Real life situation that's happening in your world right now.
Tell me.
You don't have Wi-Fi right now. You're living in the slums, okay?
It is a pain in my ass.
I'm just trying to
bum, sorry.
It's okay. I don't think ass would get us struck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that could be a donkey.
Yeah, that is true. It
Which
is
is-
a pain in my donkey.
Which is your living situation. A living situation fit for a donkey, no Wi-Fi. So now, would you rather have to use CDs or have use... Because now you need Wi-Fi to download games. I've just realized my shortcoming. Would you rather have no CDs or no Wi-Fi? I guess that's a pretty easy one to answer, huh?
No CDs, definitely. So here's the thing, right? Once the game is downloaded or installed, you, depending on the game, you don't need Wi-Fi for it. But if it's a CD, like FIFA, as far as I know, doesn't need Wi-Fi. So over the last 2 weeks, I've probably been able to play FIFA, but just haven't.
Oh, are there certain games that you can only play online? Are you joking?
Yeah, for real. And Xbox used to do this thing. They cancelled it like 2 months ago, fairly recently, where you had to have an Xbox Live. It's called a gold membership, and you can't play online if you don't have one of those. And that's like a monthly thing.
So, but that one makes sense to me. Is that for every game? Does that make sense? It's like having Spotify Premium and just normal, like me. I don't have Premium yet.
I'm not sure. As far as I know, it's to play online games.
How much was it? Do you know?
59 Rand a month, I think.
So that's $5 a month. Sure. Yeah, listen, these companies, they will bleed you dry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they know they got you. Like, if you're going to spend, let's say, $4,000 or $5,000 on an Xbox, you need games.
Yeah.
And I mean, the games themselves cost a kidney and a left toe, right?
Yeah.
But hey, but that's business. Like, stuff costs what it costs.
What's really great is
There's lots of
Apex
stuff.
Legends is a free game.
No, you're wrong. What's great about that is that there's a game called Apex Legends.
I know.
So that needs no explaining. Apex Legends as a game. Yeah, listen, once they got you, they will get you again, hey? It's like, it's never enough, they never want a sandwich. They want the whole kitchen. Yeah. No, that's, hey, that's business, baby.
But hey, hopefully I'll get home tonight and I'll have Wi-Fi. If not, it's tomorrow.
So we'll get back to what I was talking about Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Isn't it incredible that you could live in Iraq and work in Slovakia? Like, that's the world we live in now.
It's interesting, huh?
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal. Like, there's people going through stuff now in KwaZulu-Natal, Cuba. They can... So let's just say, natural concerns, your family might live in the UK or Australia right now. And let's say you live... So I had an Australian friend send me a message yesterday and say, am I okay? Even though I know I'm okay, it's like, in their world, South Africa's on fire. And I'm like, no, I'm all good, pal. It's currently... There are hotspots, you know what I mean?
I've got friends and family that are in Australia and the UK. And I've seen a couple of them. So Facebook has made this thing where it changes your profile picture. So it's your profile picture and then it adds a banner that says like #pray for SA or whatever.
Oh, yes. #Je suis.
And I've seen a lot of it actually from people overseas.
Unbelievable. Does it say South Africa or Durban or KwaZulu-Natal?
No, it just says #pray for SA.
But again, okay. I mean, that's nuts because again, it's a little bit of fear mongering, but because really what we're saying is pray for KZN. That's really where it's going on. And what we really need to, what I think is great is that I can text my mate in Australia. Imagine this happened 25 years ago. My friends are convinced I'm dead. They're already planning the eulogy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't know if you're alive or not.
Yeah. Whereas now, a quick message, bang, 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 15 seconds, I'm all right, pal. And it's phenomenal. it's an incredible time.
It's been an interesting thing to watch, and very interesting to see. Like, so with my brother in Vietnam, it's been very interesting to see sort of the news that he gets, or the stuff that he gets fed.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's a social media thing or it's actually on the news. And then also, like, even inside the country, like my mom at the coast, like, she says there's a big thing happening there at the moment in the Eastern Cape, with the taxi association standing up to these people that are looting, and it's completely different to what's happening in Joburg, or like in Joburg, the taxi association is also kind of standing up for it. But people are sort of encouraged to stay at home, and people are doing that. Like, the roads are completely deserted. It's just weird to see how there's different sort of perspectives based on where you are, and it does make me wonder what's, like, this week specifically, what's been fed to the UK, or like what's been fed on CNN or whatever it is. So, yeah, like I've wondered if this is like if it's fed as like a breaking news, South Africa's in a civil war, or like
World War III.
Yeah, because you know how like the media likes to sort of,
especially the Brits and the Americans, they do. Oh,
so yeah, I mean, it's been interesting to sort of see. I've seen a couple of clips here and there, like the BBC made it's a clip for social media. You can see by like the template they've used, but they made this super slow motion, super dramatic thing about how,
oh my God,
it like followed this one guy that, I don't know what had happened to him, but it was like super slow motion, and then every couple of seconds a caption would pop up and say, like, this man had been running for 3 days or whatever it is. Like, if they just made it super, super dramatic, and I get like what's going on at the moment in our country is very, very serious.
Yeah, parts of KZN. Listen, I'm not going to reduce it. Are the equivalent of a war zone scene. Yeah,
yeah. Like I completely get that, but I find it interesting how other countries sort of step in with their worldview on what's going on in South Africa.
And I mean, we do it all the time, right? It's like if a kid gets shot in college in, I don't know, let's say Jacksonville, right?
Yeah.
That's in Florida. Oh my God, the Americans are at it again. The Americans are dying.
Yeah.
Stop the press. America has been shut down. There's 300 million people in America. So it is important how we present the news, but I think I want to move on to something else, and this is a real situation, but nothing is more real than some of the electrifying conversation we had in our office today. Some really, really good stuff. And it made me laugh. It made me heckle in these times. So I thought I would kind of bring it up because I thought it was majestic stuff. So we were just talking, and I don't know what it's like. I mean, I know what it's like in Finland, Switzerland, Canada, Russia. That's places I've lived. So I can tell you a lived experience there. But I don't know anywhere like South Africa in that sense. And so the dynamics in terms of race is James is the only white guy at the office today. And we were trying to explain to him, or I was trying to explain to myself, and we got two work colleagues that are here. And we were just explaining the different dynamics between dating in a traditionally black family in South Africa. And I don't know if it's uniform, but it seems to be because we are from different tribes, me and the other colleagues. And I wouldn't say I've dated, because I've never really dated a South African, but I've certainly been seeing a South African white girl once or twice, a couple of times. And just being invited to their house is like a thing, right? Just pop on over. Like, hey, we kind of vibing, as the kids say, but just pop over for a braai. It's my dad's 50th or whatever. That was just like, okay, he's popping over. And as James said that, he absolutely triggered the whole office. Because I'm from this world, but the other two were kind of like, that doesn't happen in a black household. And it was a situation, huh, James?
Yeah. It was interesting to see the thing that I said that triggered everyone, and everyone just exploded. was my mom's met all of my girlfriends that I've had.
Yes, that's what it was.
And everyone was just like, no, there's no way. That's not a thing. And I was like, guys, I swear.
Yeah.
Like, if the relationship is serious, and I use that lightly, it's not like, I don't mean serious as in we're getting married and we can both see that. I just mean like if we're official, right?
Like Facebook official. Well, what's official in relationships?
Because
there's standards nowadays, right?
I think official is we both know we're both off the market.
So my friend has, do you want to hear my one mate's standard for official?
Tell me.
If she has a hairbrush left at his house, it's official.
Oh no.
Yeah, if she has bought a hairbrush to live in his bathroom, then he knows he's dating.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No. No, I mean if we know between us that we are so the example we used this morning was but amongst us was Ashley, right? So Ashley's not a girl that I know, but it was just an example of the situation. So if me and Ashley are official, between us, we know we're official, like maybe our friends know we're official. Like,
do people say official though? Like I always hear like, you know how people come up to you, are you guys official?
I think so, but I don't think it's a big thing.
But have you ever said to, you've had a couple of girlfriends, eh?
Yeah.
Have you ever said to her one day you woke up, you know, with your morning breath, hey, so-and-so, we're official now? Like, does that just happen, or do people actually say, all right, what are we doing here?
I think it varies on relationship.
Do you think people talk about it like we're official?
Like my current girlfriend and I now, like for a while we weren't official, but we were like a thing.
How long?
But not like a while, dude. Like,
what's a while? Like 3 months, a year?
Sure. Probably, like 5-6 months.
Whoa. And
Yeah.
she was what? So what was happening in that time?
Like we knew between us we had a thing, but like because of certain circumstances,
Yes.
we didn't really want it to be out.
Okay, but let's say, who'd you told? Like your family or?
Yeah, I mean, like my family knew, my friends knew, but there was a certain sort of group of people
Okay.
that didn't.
Yes. No, I understand. I understand. That's fine, which is fine. It's your relationship.
And like we made that choice because of a certain, certain
but
situation.
between the two of you, had you decided that it's official? Like, was
what,
there a
in
day?
that 6 months?
Did you wake up one day and you dreamt of marshmallows that day, and you thought, you know what, that symbolizes that I love this lady. Let me tell her that we are now ring fencing this thing.
It was weird. Like we were a thing, but we weren't a thing. So like in our eyes, we were like a thing, and it wasn't a thing. But we got to a point where we eventually both sort of just kind of agreed. Like we didn't want to put a label on it because
you're creatives.
It's super millennial. We didn't want to put a label on it because
don't want to label it.
Just
What do relationships even mean?
complicates things.
Such an archetype. It's a man-made archetype.
Exactly. And then like by sort of month 5 or 6 or whatever it was during lockdown last year in South Africa,
Yeah.
like hard lockdown, was when we just kind of were like, okay, cool. Like, and then it wasn't a big thing. Like, cool.
Well, it's kind of an easy time to do it. You can't see anyone else. So it's like you might as well. Although she doesn't live with you, so
yeah,
there's that whole thing.
yeah. I mean, I was 1,200 kilometers away.
That is kind of a really convenient time to go, all right, it's official, when nobody can see anybody.
Yeah, but I mean, we were on video calls and stuff daily. So.
Well, what does that mean?
I don't know. Why
Like
does it have to be a convenient time? It just kind of happened, and there we go.
No, because obviously the having to be monogamous is, okay, you're able to move around and explore and read the menu.
Right.
Whereas now,
Oh, I see.
yeah,
what
like
you mean.
it's not like a brave step.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're locked in your house for 6 months. It's not like, oh my God, I'm so brave. It's like, no, you're locked by yourself. You cannot go anywhere ever again.
I do hear you. I do.
So wow, I see how you were trying to sell yourself as like lockdown brave. Like, no.
It wasn't a lockdown brave thing. I think it just kind of, it all sort of, it just so happened to happen like that. We
Yeah.
didn't know we were going to be in a sort of lockdown. And I think at some point during the 5 or 6 months where we were / weren't a thing, like we had both probably thought about it, just not told any or the other person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. Yeah, you know, it must be brutal. I've been thinking about it.
Wait, don't tell me. Being set on fire and then not being extinguished.
Yeah. Okay. That's not really brutal. That's merciless pain.
Savagery.
Like witches. They used to burn people that were accused of witches in the Middle Ages.
Oh yeah, I missed the mark on that one then.
Yeah. So no, not that. No.
Okay.
No, that's just savagery. But,
Yeah.
you know, close but no cigar there.
All right.
Is trying to break up with somebody in lockdown.
Oof.
Like because it's like tense for all of us, right? Like who wants to be the guy or girl who breaks up with someone in lockdown? Like who because no matter what, unless you're like Christian Bale in, what is it, American Psycho. James, I've never seen you with no glasses on. Sorry, folks. James has taken his glasses off.
Is it a weird sight?
Yeah, you look. you. There's a cartoon character you look like.
Goofy.
No. But wow, that was an interesting experience.
Was that a weird experience?
Wow, yeah, you look way different. No glasses. Okay.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do you know when you take your glasses off, you lose so much douchebag factor. Because those frames are like creative, like vegan man bun guy.
Sorry, I can't see.
Glasses, you know? Yeah, but you know what I mean?
No.
Oh.
I'm more used to the glasses. Like, I obviously know what my face looks like without the glasses because it's an everyday thing.
Yeah.
But
I've never experienced what I just experienced. It was...
The glasses make my face look like structured.
Yeah,
without
douchebag.
it, I just kind of look like a...
Yeah. You've got eyes. Okay, that's interesting. That was very interesting for me.
Is that an interesting
And people
experience,
can't
huh?
see it. This is a podcast, but James took his glasses off. I've never seen him we were working together for I think 6th month now.
Yeah. Wow, 6 months, dude.
Less douchebaggy. You look way less douchebaggy. So let me tell you something. If you're ever going out on a first date, don't wear your glasses. Get contacts.
I can't wear contacts.
What's the story? Are you a scared little child in a river with no like rubber duck arms or what? What's?
No, I actually have a serious condition.
Oh, let's hear it.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Okay, you just sound scared.
No, I have I have something called keratoconus.
You're saying that like I don't know what that is.
Wait, do you know what it is?
No.
Okay. So it's where the cornea of your eye gets really thin. You can go blind from it, and that's why I can't wear contact.
Okay, I didn't know what that was, but so okay, so you can't wear contacts, or you don't like contacts because it makes you uncomfortable. I didn't know that you couldn't wear contacts because of that.
Yeah. I wanted to get contacts.
Why did? Okay, and
They told me I couldn't.
Is there any surgery for your situation?
Well, it's not. There's 2 procedures they can do. So one is where you lie on a bed for about an hour and a half, and they just continuously for a full hour every 5 minutes put drops in your eyes.
Okay,
And some drops are anesthetic, other drops are like
doesn't matter what they are. You're not a doctor.
it hurts like hell. Is my point. So there's that, and then that freezes the cornea, or you can get a cornea or corneas, depending on how serious, flown into the country.
Okay, replacement.
And then they actually replace your. That's the actual procedure.
Yeah.
thingy.
So, are you keen on somebody else's corneas?
I always kind of made jokes about it. I feel like nobody ever picked up on them, but I would always make jokes about it, like, "Oh, how cool would it be to have a cornea from someone in Miami?" And I just don't think anyone picked up on the jokes I was making.
So, what if? Okay, interesting one, because there are some people who believe ridiculous things. By the way, like you know, people who believe that Sagittarius and Mercury being in retrograde means you're going to find love this month. You know?
Yeah.
Some people have refused eyes from somebody of a different color, different country.
What?
Yeah. Whereas actually the eyes are nothing, by the way, just so you know. It's just a lens. That's all the human eye is. There's actually nothing happening. It is, interestingly, the eyes are directly connected to your central nervous system, by the way. So they are nothing.
That's where people are narrow-minded, because I see life through the lens of possibility.
Oh, my Lord.
And everybody wants to see life through the lens of somebody else. But I see it through the lens of possibility.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. This has got to be the worst moment I've ever experienced. What you just did there.
I'd hate to be someone that listens to this, like just the podcast version of the show, because like on the video version, you kind of see I'm not really serious about what I'm saying most of the time.
No, I think you're serious about
No,
that,
I'm
though.
really
I know
not.
you're being jokey joke guy.
No,
I think there's a bit of serious there, and you just see that, yeah. Anywho, I'm so sorry for those who had to listen to the mess that just happened now.
I apologize.
So, talking about the eyes thing. So what if they told you, we can save your eyes. You're going to have, what is it? 5/6 is actually the best you can get, I think. I think it's 5/6, but people say 20/20. It's not. I think 5/6 is the best you can get. But anyway, let's just say 20/20 vision, James. You never need to wear glasses again. But they're Adolf Hitler's corneas. And they're the only corneas that can save you in the world. It just so happens that Adolf Hitler is the only person in history. We've frozen his corneas because we wanted to research him to see if maybe the eyes are the window to the soul. You know what I mean? Blah, 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 all of that. The crashing waves are going to affect how much money you make this year if you're a Taurus. There's people who believe this stuff. And your dilemma, James, Adolf Hitler means you will have perfect vision. And let's go full on. You will have 20/20 vision until the day you die. You are guaranteed, so it'll never go into retrograde. You'll never, how as we age, our corneas do suffer. So perfect vision for the rest of your life, but you've got Adolf Hitler's corneas for the rest of your life.
Okay.
You're doing it, huh?
Yeah, because it's not like because I get these corners,
Yeah.
because I get these corneas, that I'm going to automatically grow a hatred for a certain group of people, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to want to start another world war. Like, it's just...
Some people would believe that, though. Like I'm saying, they'll turn down...
Those people are just...
idiots, huh?
I was going to say something else. That might have gotten us a strike.
Yeah.
Those people are just dumb.
Okay, so you don't care. Just roll, and that's smart.
If you give me 20/20 vision vibes, dude.
It's just a lens.
Yeah.
And also, for you, it would really work because you would lose 50% douchebag factor, and that would be amazing for your cred.
Would I still be he's so cute or no? You can't really say, can you? You don't want to say.
I don't mind saying it. I hadn't thought about it, and it was quite shocking to see you without glasses. So I'm still processing that trauma.
Right.
And I'm not saying trauma in a bad way. It was just a lot.
Yeah. Take in.
And I'm going through COVID at the moment.
I get it.
I've just survived COVID as well. So don't make it about you. I'm just going through a lot.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm sorry to put that on you.
No, that's fine. It's fine. You're insensitive, but you know what? You can't see that.
It's because I'm blind.
To it. To the fact that you are being insensitive. Eyes. Anywho, so we were talking about dating across...
I dislike you.
That's fine.
I dislike you.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. It is... Now it's gone awful, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Like a hotel breakfast.
Hotel breakfast, never a good idea. They put the toast in the wrong place, but I don't want to go over this territory again.
We did leave the dating thing that we were talking about 4 days ago.
Yeah, it was just hilarious to me that, in James's world, just we've been on 2 dates, come over to my house. Whereas everyone else was like, oh my God, it's got to be a big thing. You don't even pick up your girlfriend or boyfriend at the door. You don't show the family that we're dating. We're not just hanging out. Whereas in liberal and Western households,
Homeholds.
You're not dating. We're holding you in the home. Who's that? James. I don't know. He can't see me. I'm over here.
Ever seen the movie The Room? Yeah.
No.
No?
Good. No.
It's the one with the boy in the room.
Okay.
Is it a boy
Is that the
or a
movie? Is that
girl?
the full movie?
Yeah,
review?
that's all that happens. They just sit there.
Oh my God, I can't wait to pay 200 Rand to watch that at IMAX.
No, I think it's a boy and his mom that are sort of stuck in this room, if I remember correctly. I saw it
Okay.
a while ago.
The
Yeah.
room.
And it just reminded me. We're just holding you in the room.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway.
in sort of Western households, anyone like you meet on the first Tinder date, by the next one, you're just having a barbecue at your boyfriend's house, which
It's
James
vibes.
James is like, just come on over,
Yeah.
darling.
It's like, hey, we're having a braai next weekend.
Yeah.
It'd be dope if you were there.
Yeah.
And like you, out of respect, like you would still have to ask your parents.
Yeah.
Be like, Mom, is it cool if Ashley comes over on?
Yeah, it's just as a
Saturday,
part of
yeah,
the family
yeah.
gig, but
Yeah.
it's not like a big thing for you.
Nah.
Whereas for our work colleagues, it was like, oh my God, to introduce
Yeah.
a
Everyone was
girlfriend or a
losing their
boyfriend
minds.
is,
Mm.
roll
Yeah.
out the carpet, prepare the family, get the uncles. And James was taken aback by that. So it was electrifying stuff today. And South Africa is the best place in the country to live in because
It is.
it's amazing to have that sort of cultural diversity under one roof, even though we're all really educated under a similar system, right?
Exactly.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Look at us, huh? You know,
Fixing the world, fixing the country.
27 years ago, this wouldn't have been possible.
That's it.
Here we are.
That's
Is it
it.
27? 26? 27? How
What are we
long
talking
ago was 94?
Oof, 27, yeah.
Yeah, 27 years ago. Wouldn't be having this conversation.
Well, Trevor Noah's parents were hooking up, even though it was illegal, so it could have happened.
Speaking of, actually, I wanted to tell someone about this. I was going through Instagram before the show, and I was like, Trevor Noah is South African. Like, one of his posts popped up on my feed, and I was like, Trevor Noah is South African. I wonder if he's, like, said anything about what's going on at the moment to his beloved South Africans as a person in...
Why should he? Why is it on Trevor Noah to... He's a comedian. It's not his...
Because A, he's got a public platform.
Mhm.
B, he has often said how sort of, I don't know if patriotic's the right word, but how much he does love South Africa and South Africans and, just everything that's going on here.
Yeah.
Not right now, but just in general. And I was like, I wonder if Mr. I Love South Africa and Mr. like biggest comedian here has said anything. So on his
Hey, are
Instagram,
you taking a bit of a shot at Trevor Noah there?
no,
You're not a fan.
No, I love Trevor Noah. I was wondering if he had said anything, right?
And what if he hasn't?
So that's the thing. I went to his Instagram. There was nothing. I went to his story. There was nothing. Then I went to his Twitter. I was like, maybe Twitter's the better place to sort of do this.
Yeah.
And there was nothing also. And I was like, this is like, it's just weird.
But who cares what a comedian's opinion is on a national disaster? I don't want to, this is the time I don't want to hear from comedians. No, I don't want to hear from entertainers about something this serious.
If you have a public platform and in quite a few of your shows, you've said stuff about how much you do love this country or you are proud of this country or
Yeah.
you do love people from this country and you meant that stuff, like you would speak out and use your platform. I don't know. I just feel like it's weird to me to not see anything.
I don't want to hear a thing from comedians, people like me, entertainers. This is like a serious situation for serious thinkers. Tell you when I want to hear from Trevor Noah, when he's making jokes about it in 6 months' time. Do you know what I mean? Like right now is time for serious minds. I want to hear from serious people because real lives are affected. Yeah, I want to hear from Trevor Noah 6 months' time, down the road. People like me who talk for a living, don't want to hear from you. You haven't thought about it. You're not a social scientist. You're not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's not the time. It's not the time for a comedian gajillionaire, in my opinion, to be telling people in KZN how to feel. Like it's just not. It's not the time, in my opinion. Like right now, which is why I have not given a single opinion. I've not said I'm with you. I've not said, and I'm not gonna. I would never say it because who am I to impose myself on a situation they're actually in?
Yeah.
What am I doing? What are we doing? I don't want to go, I'm with you, and it's kind of fakey as well. I'm not with the people that are suffering this tragedy. Quite frankly, I bet most of them don't want to hear from me. They just want to hear from, make them laugh for 2 hours. Have a good time for 2 hours. What I want to hear from Trevor Noah is nothing. Carry on doing the Tonight Show. Give people a mental vacation.
I don't know. I just thought it was a weird thing to see. Honestly,
Point is, this would have been possible before because James, you and I would have found a way, like Trevor Noah's is a Swiss dad, South African mum.
We would have found,
We would have found a way
to ignite our love. I mean, our chemistry to make a great show.
Yeah,
and stuff.
to have to make this top deck show.
And monster trucks and guys things, because that's how we roll.
Yeah, because when I said top deck, now a lot of people might be thinking, hey, are these guys that way inclined? Are they gay together? No problem with gay people.
Not at all.
It's just, at the moment, I'm heterosexual, and James is heterosexual from what I've been told. And you can speak for yourself on that one, James.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I think is metrosexual the right word?
For you?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you identify as metrosexual? I mean, you are douchebag guy.
Yeah.
Treated beard. Swag.
I've never known what the true definition of metrosexual is, but people have called me metrosexual before.
No, which is cool. I mean, it's fine. Speaking of us possibly being gay or not, we have a poll.
We do. We do have a poll.
James has a poll and I have a poll.
Okay. So, first of all, before we go into our polls.
Yes. Sorry. Let's just clear that up.
Mine's a real poll.
Okay, but your poll's not going anywhere.
No.
We're going into the poll. The poll isn't going into anything else, is what you're saying.
Well, mine
your poll
isn't because I'm a good Christian boy. Yours...
No, we're going to get into a poll.
Together?
The poll isn't going to go into anything. We'll go into the poll together. Just to be clear there.
Watching that was so painful.
Just to be clear, because it's very easy.
Holy hell.
After that
was
whole
so painful to watch.
Poll.
Okay, so before we get into whose poll,
yeah,
a metrosexual is a heterosexual urban man who enjoys shopping, fashion, and similar interests traditionally associated with women or gay men. And okay, that's kind of hurt me a bit.
Yeah, little did you know.
But on the other hand,
changes the whole poll thing.
When you, it does a lot.
A little bit.
When you click on images for metrosexual, Cristiano Ronaldo's here, David Beckham.
Well, excuse me.
I'm just.
How do you know they're not gay?
Well, David Beckham. So once upon a time, there was this girl band called the Spice Girls.
Okay.
And David Beckham married one of them, and had multiple children.
Okay. What does that mean? I literally, a really good friend of mine, has 3 kids, and is the most lesbian person you could ever imagine on earth. She couldn't be more lesbian if she tried. With her partner, who is a woman, and her 3 kids that she sort of allowed to live in her tummy for 9 months at a time. Separately, by the way.
I didn't put these photos of these footballers on Google. I didn't. They just here. They're on Google. But if you search metrosexual, David Beckham, it pops up, and so does Ronaldo.
But to be clear, you're just Cristiano Ronaldo and David Beckham. If they want to be gay, you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, no, that's cool. I was a little bit confused there.
Also, after reading that definition, I do think this is a coming out party. I am metrosexual.
I don't want to get involved in that. Like,
is that do you come out as metrosexual, or is it just something you...
Well, it sounds like you might have to if you go by the definition.
So I have to phone my mom. I should have phoned my mom first, huh? And told her.
Probably a face-to-face conversation. And probably get everyone around. Hey, guys.
Okay. So just... Never mind what I said. I'm still a heterosexual male.
Wait.
Mom, I got some stuff to tell you.
Yeah, hey, guys. How you doing? It's been awesome. Tristan, welcome back from Vietnam.
I have to wait for him to get back to.
No, I think you got to tell the whole family at the same time. It's been a challenging year.
It has.
And
I just want to speak
I need a safe space. Yeah, just for everybody here, I know you've done a lot for me, but I'm a heterosexual.
I know you've done a lot for me, and I feel like because we don't know in these uncertain times what each day holds.
Sure, I
need to speak my truth.
Oh my God, nailed it. Mom, you look great, by the way. You got to.
Mom, love the hair.
Yeah. Who's doing the hair? Is it Rochelle? Is she still down? That's how you got to do it. That's how you present information.
Yeah.
And the food, food smells amazing, guys. I'm actually
quite hungry. Let's do it.
And actually being back here makes me realize that I live in a house, but this is a home. Yeah.
Okay, so
Mom, I'm a metrosexual.
Mom,
Oh my God, James, what happened?
my mom's vibe. She would genuinely just look at me and go, "Okay, so I've made a reservation, guys, tonight."
Yeah.
And then she'd move on with her day.
Yeah.
That's my mom.
But okay, having said that, I don't think you need to come out as a metrosexual because if you're gay, it's fine. Is the point?
Okay, so I'm just vibing right now, right?
Do you know who you probably need to tell? Is your girlfriend
I'm pretty sure she knows.
that you're a metrosexual?
I'm pretty sure my entire friend group knows and do think I'm gay. So,
But your friend group doesn't matter unless maybe there's one of them who do need to know because you're metrosexual.
whoa.
But I'd start by telling your girlfriend that you're a metrosexual and you just read the definition. Probably a good time for her to start shopping on the market.
Okay, so I'm just gonna.
Oh, I'm not saying
a mattress.
But do you know what I'm saying? Is just out of integrity, James, you should probably tell your girlfriend who has invested some time already. So in business, we'd call that a sunken cost.
Okay, I've just sent a WhatsApp to her.
That you're a metrosexual.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's probably awesome of you to tell her that.
I haven't sent it yet. Wait, hang on.
Is any of her stuff at your house? Like
Yes.
hairbrush or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Man, that's tough. Because she can't even come in the province. What do? Are you going to put her stuff in a bag?
I just feel like
Oh,
WhatsApping
I've got it.
her.
I've
I
got
shouldn't
it.
have WhatsApped her. This
Don't even worry about it. Don't even
what
worry
if
about
she's
it.
not okay with it? WhatsApping her was a horrible idea.
Don't
Now
worry
she's
about
gotta
it.
sit until 2:00
I've got it. I've got
and
it.
wait.
I've got it. Clean break. Pack all her stuff, leave it at the security guard, and change complexes and tell her you can pick all of the stuff up there. It's clean. It's clean. It's brutal, but it's clean. And now you can start your metrosexual life with another man.
No, but hang on. I'm a metrosexual, right? Which means I'm still a heterosexual.
No, that definition said usually associated with men that are gay.
Yeah, so it's a heterosexual male that has similar interests than to women or gay men.
Oh,
like
so,
fashion and
so it's
that
not
kind of
usually associated with gay men.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've misinterpreted this completely.
Metrosexuals have the same interests as things that would be associated with gay men or women.
That is, wow. Now, gay people are not going to be happy with that definition because
That's what it says.
no, I'm not saying it's your fault. You're not the guy at Oxford who came up with the definition.
No, absolutely not.
But there's probably gay men out there going, excuse me, I couldn't care what t-shirt I'm wearing on a Monday or a Sunday. Being gay is not like a tiny part of the world that's in Soho Square or by the Thrupp Centre. I forget what that club is called. The gay club in Johannesburg. Not all gay people congregate there. There are some gay people who are lumberjacks, I'd imagine. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of that definition. There's some professor with a tweed jacket at Oxford right now who needs to rework that. Because not all gay people are going to be into Italian suits. Do you know what I'm saying?
I get you. I'm with you.
So that's a troublesome definition there.
So maybe I should have pumped the brakes before I sent that WhatsApp message. That's all.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. No. I mean, it's fine.
I mean, she hasn't. Oh, she just read it. I was about to delete it, and now she's typing.
Yeah.
So
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Is
here
this a
we
real? Are we talking about real life?
yeah,
right
this is happening right now.
now? So you came out to your girlfriend as metrosexual.
Yeah.
We will keep you posted, folks. Now, James, a metrosexual who is heterosexual,
Yes.
but is associated with the tendencies of a certain part of the gay community, gay men in particular, is going to tell us about a poll.
Okay, so the poll for today
Yes.
is on Cliff C Sport on Twitter.
Alrighty. Oh, it's a voting poll.
It is a voting poll.
It's a poll with 2 L's.
I'm not going to tell you about my poll. No.
Okay. Great.
So the poll is
Why is
on.
your girlfriend Polish? That's your poll.
That's yep.
That's pivoting out. All right. You can vote on this poll. Where can I vote, James?
Cliff C Sport is where you can vote on Twitter. Or if you just search Cliff Central Sport, I'm pretty sure it comes up too. The poll for today is Sancho has finalized his move to Man United and is set to begin his first season at one of the greatest clubs in the world. Your question is, will he come out of the gates on top form?
Okay.
Right? Because, theatre of dreams, lots of pressure. I think is he taking the number 7? I don't know. That's a big number to take.
Yeah. Listen, you can go onto Instagram, and we did an honest interview. So we'll be doing this every single Monday. It's called The Honest Interview, where we do an interview, or I take on an interview as a figure in world sport, and instead of giving you the boring lines they'll give you, I'll tell you what they're actually thinking. So go and check out The Honest Interview. We've done 2 so far. The first one was Jadon Sancho.
Yeah.
And this week's one was Gareth Southgate. So you can go and check that out, Instagram, or you can go to TikTok. We are on the Tickety-Tock.
We're on the Tic-Tac.
Tic-Tac, TikTok.
Toe.
Well said.
Nailed it. James, what are my options for the poll?
Yes, what are my options?
Oh.
Izzy, I don't know. What are Gates? Bill Gates.
Your options are yes.
Yes.
With an exclamation mark.
Like that.
Or it might be a struggle.
Might be a struggle.
Yeah. So those are the options. Currently, right now, yes is winning, 66.7%. He will come out of the gates on top form.
Okay.
He will do something with Bill Gates on top form, or top billing. Who knows? That's where we are. 66.7%. Cliff C Sport. That's your poll. Lish.
That's James's poll. A metrosexual.
Exercise the right to vote.
A man's poll on whether Jadon Sancho will be successful at Man United immediately or not. James, I like that, dude. I like that you're a metrosexual. I like that you've come out. I like that your girlfriend knows now you're a metrosexual, and she needs to. Do you know what I'd do if I was your girlfriend? Just start exploring the market. All I'm saying is, if I was her, I'd just start looking at my options, because she's probably a nice person. She's probably like, okay, well, if he is gay, that's great. It's his life, because the traits are associated. I'm just going by the definition with gay people. I would probably pivot out if I was her and just go, all right, I need to start looking around. Do you know what I mean?
Look, I wouldn't blame her.
No, you're a good guy. I don't want your girlfriend to leave you, because I think you're a great person. I'm just saying, if I was your girlfriend and you came out as a metrosexual, and now, obviously, your girlfriend's probably got Google at home, eh? The internet, tiny little thing.
Probably.
She's probably Googled metrosexual definition. She's seen associated with gay people. Oh my God, it's over. Start looking at the market. Tough now, though, because you seem like a nice person. I don't know her, but I'd imagine she's dating you. She's not a murderer. Tough now, because she probably has to start on Tinder, because she can't even cross. Nobody wants to date anybody in the Northwest. Probably wants to come to Gauteng to find somebody as smart and as driven as her. That's tough. And also, you know what's tough about Tinder where she lives? So she lives in a province where people live on farms. How far do you have to set the radius just to meet 2 people? Those farms are massive. You know what I mean? Like in Johannesburg, where we live, if you set the radius, I mean, I've never been on Tinder, but I know you can set a radius, 10 kilometers, there's 5,000 options. With her, there's 6 options, if she's lucky, if Fricky and the boys have, So have you thought about that, James? As your girlfriend breaks up with you, have you thought about what are her next steps to recover from this?
Look, I am
a metrosexual.
I want to speak my truth.
Yeah, I know. And that's important.
And if you can't love me for my truth, and you know where the door is.
Yeah. don't let the door hit you on the way out. What's the classic Instagram one? If you don't love me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best, or whatever. It's painful. It's not philosophy. You're just being a douchebag. You know what I mean? Like, life's hard for everyone, and at some stage we're all having a tough time. And if you're lucky enough to find a beautiful person like James, who doesn't mind dating a metrosexual at your lowest point.
Wait, are you saying I'm the beautiful person?
No,
you said a beautiful person?
No, you're dating a beautiful person.
Ah, yes, you are correct. That is true.
Obviously, because I'm perfect, I don't see looks or skin color. I only see the human soul.
Okay.
And there's a reason I can't see your soul, James, because your eyes are terrible. And in case you didn't know, the eyes are the window to the soul, James. And that rounds off this section beautifully, I think. Woo! That's big dating talk. That's big dating talk. We've gone multicultural. We've kind of come back.
We are not just a sports show.
We're not. We're dynamic. You could call us the Michael Essien of sports shows. We're everywhere. Here, there, everywhere. And we're just delivering high quality information. If you're dating and you find out your boyfriend's a metrosexual, just start looking. I tell you what, some people in relationships, like, in work, is people are always in touch with HR agencies. Is people in relationships should probably still stay on Tinder just to know what their options are to keep their partner on their toes. Your thoughts, Jimbo?
So, I did get replies.
All right, whoa. Some people may only be jumping in now. James has on the show live because he's all about content, James, and you got to back the kid for this, is that he has come out in the last few minutes as a metrosexual to his girlfriend, and his lady has said, James.
Oh, I closed the WhatsApp. Oh, there it is. Your significant other loves that you take care of yourself and is so secure in your sexuality.
Oh, fantastic.
I don't want to read the last part.
You got to read it. James, you can't give people half the information. People are stuck in a national state of disaster. They need to know, James.
She made a callback to Monday's show where she said, but she would like you being a little more romantic.
Oh, should we maybe get into that a bit, James? Ooh. Oh, my word. Folks, this is a real moment. James's face just sunk immediately. Oh, my word. Bum, bum, bum.
Everything hurts.
All right, James, we talked about this. Folks, big moment for James here. He just realized he's not a romantic, and I kind of tried to tell him on the show, and he said I was wrong. Oh, boy. His girlfriend has told him live on the show that he's not a romantic. James, is that your first thoughts, James? Is that a kick to the gut sack or what? You hate to hear it. Yeah, that's a knock to the confidence, isn't it? You thought you were like Casanova. Here we are. Oh, that is brutal. Folks, this is a real life situation, and James is not faking it. He's a terrible actor.
I thought I'd step out in
my
confidence.
Gosh.
And
that's brutal.
Sure.
So those words again.
Live on the show. Dude.
What was it? You could be a little more romantic.
She would like you being a little more romantic.
Oh, my goodness. All right, look. Let's look at the positives, James. Her options were metrosexual. I'm getting out of here. I live on the farms in the province I live in. I don't want... Hey, listen, we're going to have to go feed the pigs on some mornings. I don't need some Italian suit douchebag with the douchebag glasses. I need a man's man. She could have dumped you, James. James, upside, she could have gone, all right, listen, now that I've been stuck on the farm for a couple of months.
Or what she could have done is read this message live on the show, and then she typed a message, and then left that part for another message about to be more...
No, she might say you shouldn't have read it. The fact that I forced you to read it is probably...
No, she did. She said... not sure where this has come from, but if you're reading this live, you can just say, and then the rest of the message. But there's other messages above that. So I just read the message she told me to read.
Oof, that's tough. So that is her way. It's a lot of pressure now because she's told the whole country and maybe the whole world. I mean, there's people in Azerbaijan that now know you are not a romantic. Oh, folks, I'm going to take a moment of silence.
Don't we have like a sad thing here? What sound beds do we have here?
James, that...
Nope. Oh, now they're all going at the same time. This is not what we wanted.
Folks, James is having a mental breakdown. His girlfriend has basically just told him he is on the clock in the relationship. She's into romantics.
Nope, that's Paolo.
But we still managed to win.
Nope.
It has to be a big...
Nope.
But for letting my people down.
There it is.
Just in case you didn't hear that one.
Folks, that's Didier...
For letting my people down.
I let my people down.
That's Didier Drogba saying James has let his lady down. So, James, you going to change that? Do you want some tips? Folks, if you are in the comments, if you don't mind leaving some tips, how can James become more romantic to his lady? If you're a lady, what's romantic stuff? I mean, you could go with chocolates, flowers, but is there other stuff? Could James do a little bit more? Maybe a back rub. Maybe be more present. Maybe stop being on your phone when she's talking. James is always on his phone. So these are the little things. You make her bed in the morning. Ladies, or anybody who's listening to the show, if you are a romantic and you treat your partner well, unlike James, who's obviously treating a beautiful, wonderful person, he's treating her like yesterday's wet towel. That's what James is doing. He's just trampling on her and using her to wipe basically the dog slobber in the kitchen. That's what she's just said, James. I'm not saying that. You know what I mean? That's tough. Folks, this is a real situation, by the way. A lot of people might think this is scripted. It's not. James has just been told live that he is the least romantic 6'3", handsome hunk with superb beard and douchebag glasses in the country, basically. You know what I'm saying, James?
I thought the fact that
Well, oh my God, James. But this is actually tough for you. Hey, I can see you taking this hard.
You know what it is?
Folks, do you know what? People are going to think this is scripted.
I swear it's not. I promise you.
And like, folks, I'm seeing James in front of me. I hope those of you that are watching on YouTube, by the way, please click like if you do like the show. And just click like because James is going through it right now.
Yeah, I cross my heart.
Holy smokes,
None
dude.
of this is scripted. This happened, and everything just hurts.
You're in your feels right now, dude. Hey?
I thought being hygienic was like up there on the list, you know?
So if I... So ladies and gentlemen, you've just heard why James's lady has just said he could be a little more romantic. In James's mind, if he takes a shower, it is a romantic thing to do. I remember a couple of weeks ago, it wasn't in lockdown. I said, James, I don't want to throw you under the bridge.
Yes.
Can I tell the story?
Which story are we talking about?
My suggestion for what you should have done on the one weekend with your lady, and you basically spat in my face, which isn't real spitting in my face because it's COVID and James is thoughtful. Not that thoughtful, obviously, not a romantic.
Yes, you can tell that story because there was a reason why it hasn't happened yet.
But did you suggest it? I don't think you did. Let me tell the story, and maybe if I don't know if your lady's listening, but maybe she'll reply. I said,
she just sent me messaging. Okay, here's a fix, and now she's typing again.
Oh, so she's telling James how to be romantic. This is an unbelievable show. This is an unbelievable show. But anyway, I just want to tell. I said to James, listen, take your lady on a picnic. You know, instead of like you couldn't like hike or restaurants or whatever. I said go to the botanical gardens or something lovely. Take a basket. You can leave that in the car. You go on the botanical hike, walk, whatever. There's waterfalls at one or two of them. Do that. And he looked at me like I was a monster.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say? You gave some sass. You got all sassy with me.
I think I got sassy because it was COVID, and I was like, how do you want me to do that?
I was like, it's outdoors. No, it was open. The reason I wouldn't have suggested at the time, I remember we were talking. Remember, lockdown only happened recently, dude. We were out in restaurants and botanical gardens were open. And I said, do that. Take her on like a morning hike. It'll be nice. It'll be cozy. It'll be cold. You lay down the blanket. Do you remember this?
I don't know why I gave sass though. I do remember the conversation. I'm trying to remember why I gave sass.
So I gave suggestions, and as you've just heard, ladies and gentlemen, James believes if he just takes a shower, it's romantic because hygiene's romantic. It is mental.
No, I just thought hygiene in a relationship was up there. You know, like it's part of the sort of the three chakras that you have to achieve to be in a happy relationship.
No, hygiene is expected of a 6-year-old. You can't count that. Do you know what that's like saying? It's like saying when somebody makes you something to eat. Like, that's the task. You don't get to say, well, I ate it. Like, that's not an achievement. You can't list I ate it as one of the things that happened in the meal for the person who stood over a stove for 3 hours. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't get to say hygiene. That's not an attribute. That's expected. It's like saying, oh, what a beautiful car. It's got no engine. Like, it's expected that a car has an engine. It's expected that you shower and brush your teeth. Like, by about 7 or 8, that's expected of all of us, James. So you don't get to list that as a romantic attribute. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what James's lady is living through right now. James, this is a great point to take a break. We're actually going to come back and do some sports after this. You want to finish off, James? You are shooketh right now.
In the words of who sings that song? Someone.
Elton John. What I gotta do to make you want me? What do I say when it's all over? So sad, so sad, so sad, so sad. It's a sad, sad situation. And it's getting more and more absurd. So sad, so sad, so
Yeah.
sad,
Whoa.
so sad. James's lady's leaving him at the altar.
Whoa.
Yeah. James, give us some outro music, pal. Folks, that is an hour up. James, in the mud. His lady has basically just told him, folks. And he needs this break. James needs this break more than anybody else. Now, rumors already coming out on Twitter. Please feel free. I'm MKT Inspires. He's James Ilsley. Rumors are out on Twitter already. James Ilsley, possibly the least romantic person in the whole of Africa. That's what the news headlines are saying, folks. I'm not saying that. On the other side of this, we'll talk about football headlines, but I'm just telling you general headlines. James Ilsley, a repulsive boyfriend, a shocking human. How could he, they're saying. The Twitter streets, the headlines are saying, he doesn't deserve her. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's what Twitter's saying. And if you can't trust Twitter in 2021, what can you trust? James Ilsley, possibly the worst boyfriend in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll unpack that. And we got a new segment coming up after the break. We'll look at some back page headlines from the sports pages. My name is MKT. This is the MKT Show. See you in a bit. Welcome back to it, sports fans. This is the MKT Show. I'm a man who has never been accused of not being romantic. I just want to say. I've always considered sort of hygiene as a prerequisite, not something you list as being romantic. Breaking news for those who didn't catch it. James has been called the least romantic Homo sapien in the history of mankind. Now, those are headlines. I don't want to be the news. I'm just reporting the news. And that's what's being said. People are saying, does James have a heart? Should his lady leave him for a better man, a more handsome man, a more considerate man? Maybe a person, listen, because they might get married. Maybe somebody without a degenerative eye disease. These are the things that people are saying. I'm not saying that. I think James is a cool guy. I want him to be happy, but he's not romantic. I mean, I'm not going to trap his lady in a sort of in a merciless, loveless sort of back and forth with James. I like James, but if he's not willing to do extra, she's got to move on. James, I want to hear it from you, pal. Let's start off on that, and we'll get into some football transfers. Just your thoughts on being maybe the least romantic man alive. And it's not maybe, it's been confirmed.
Sometimes in life.
So brutal. So brutal, dude. Yo, what a way to find out. It's what's just happened to you is the equivalent of finding out that your brother's sleeping with your wife at Christmas. You've really kind of know what Ryan Giggs' brother feels like now, huh? Brutal. I'm on your side though, James. Now, here's probably, is any of your stuff at your girlfriend's house?
No.
Okay, well, that's good. Then it's a nice clean breakup for her when she moves on
whoa,
and finds somebody. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I've gone too far. Oh, sorry.
You
can always claw it back. Hey?
Look, I'm trying to, yeah.
James is chatting. He's trying to save his relationship. His relationship is on the brink right now. James is literally in studio chatting to his lady. All right. Tell you what I'll do. As James's life falls apart, I wanted to talk about football. Because, James, quite frankly, football is more important to me than your happiness.
We should do... okay, wow.
Oh, what do you want me to do? Lie? You're the one that's not romantic. Why should I be romantic to you? I'm loving this.
I'm loving it. Everything you need in life.
Oh, except romance. And
romance.
I have everything else but romance in my life. So you're not the metrosexual for me. Sorry. All right, let's move on. Listen, the back pages. The back pages are a real thing, Jimbo. The back pages.
Sure.
All right, there's headlines happening on Earth. Big headlines in South Africa. There's real life going on. But there's also football going on. And if you're an Arsenal fan, Martin Odegaard is rumoured to be going back to the Arsenal for £30 million. That makes no sense. You sent Joe Willock out. He basically saved Newcastle on his own. If anything, since Aaron Ramsey left, Arsenal are missing a goal-scoring midfielder. What are you doing spending more money on someone else? Willock can break late, he's creative, and he will get you goals. Listen, Odegaard took you to 8th. And people might say, okay, a 6-month loan, but you've got Emil Smith-Rowe. They're different players, but you've got Bukayo Saka in there. And you've got Joe Willock, who can drive from the 8, drive from deep and get late into the box. And if you're a Newcastle fan, you know what I'm talking about. £30 million for Odegaard is insane. That's not the problem. Arsenal need to fix their problems. There's nobody in midfield to partner Thomas Partey, who I'm not sold on anyway. Well, listen, if your plumbing's not working, you don't get another chandelier for your house. Fix the plumbing. Arsenal in the engine room are as soft as a marshmallow, and they want to get another attacking small midfielder. Emil Smith-Rowe, Bukayo Saka. You've already got that covered. Aubameyang's going to play on the left. James Maddison's probably going to come in. The Odegaard thing makes no sense to me. £30 million. You need a backup right back. You might need a starting right back. Hector Bellerin's on his way out. And you don't have one. Callum Chambers, that the answer? Cedric, that the answer? So if true, that headline is absolutely asinine. The other headline is Chelsea are looking for a plan B from Erling Haaland if that doesn't happen this season. 150 million, I think a little rich for Roman's taste. I'd move on if I were Chelsea. I think Haaland is the next great one, but 150 is silly. Stop it. You got to compete in the proper league. You need 2 or 3 other positions. You probably need a backup right back. I think Azpilicueta is losing the pace and he's probably on the right of a back 3, but he's no longer Reece James. Reece James needs backup. Zappa Costa's on his way. You probably need that. I'd like Jorginho out, and I'd like some more athletic talent in the midfield that can go box to box with Kante. So Billy Gilmore's gone. You probably need to find somebody else for in there. Erling Haaland, I love him. I think he's the next superstar in world football. Not for 150. No way. Jose. Liverpool. I think we'll talk to James about this one. As James, I'll give you a break from your life falling apart. Listen, Barella was an incredible player for Italy. Now he's at Inter, currently rocking it. He was part of Inter's advertising, but rumor coming out today that Liverpool are looking at Barella, and I think that possibly a great replacement for Gini Wijnaldum. He had a great tournament, by the way.
I don't know an awful lot about him, and I didn't even know that this was a thing. As long as our new midfield replacement is creative, and can actually control the midfield, because sometimes the thing that Liverpool does is, like, Henderson or Fabinho is more known for controlling the midfield, but like sometimes Henderson will be 7 kilometers up the field, and then there's kind of just the control of the midfield switches to another player, right? So as long as he can control the midfield alone, any midfielder that comes into Liverpool doesn't have a tremendously difficult job. You've got workhorses like Hendo and Fabinho, and Thiago, when he's on form, can run up and down the field multiple times.
Your thoughts on Thiago? Giving up on him, or you think you're going to give him another season to see if he can replicate that sort of Brazilian samba, Spanish magic that you hope he's got?
He was fairly decent at the Euros. Not incredible, but fairly okay.
He hasn't been the Bayern Munich guy, though.
No. So
in his defense, he's not playing with as good a players, I might say.
Okay, that hurt too.
Oh, you're going through stuff right now. Sorry, James, I'm piling on to a whole... So, folks, James has a real-life situation happening, and Liverpool still needing to replace Gini Wijnaldum.
It's true. I think it's Thiago. He's capable of being that player again. I just hope he can be reliable, and it's not like, oh, we're playing Thiago today. Which Thiago are we getting? Are we getting the Champions League winning Thiago or the Liverpool new signing Thiago? Like, which one's it going to be?
Yeah.
I do put my faith in him, so we'll just obviously have to wait.
We will have to wait
and see,
because Gini Wijnaldum is a tough one to replace, because he's, you kind of saw with Holland, he was playing in the number 10 role. He can play anywhere. 8-6 defensive midfielding, holding.
Yeah,
box to box, 10. He's creative. He's typically Dutch, right? He's got the technique.
Yeah,
he can do anything. And then his real secret is never injured. Just a rock.
Barely ever injured.
And he's so tidy, like, forget the physicality, and he gets about, he can look after himself, but he's so tidy, like Dutch. Nice technique.
Yeah, I also think his relationship with Virgil helped a lot. Obviously, international duty and club duty with Virgil. He knows what kind of a player Virgil is. He knows roughly where Virgil is positioned most of the time during a game. So I think that also helped his midfielding a lot. You know, you've got the buffer between him and Virgil of like Fabinho, but even if that buffer wasn't there, it's almost like the relationship between Suarez and Sturridge. Remember that, like where they just knew where each person was, and it was just free flowing between them. Yeah.
Except they didn't bite anybody.
Yes.
Yeah,
that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah, I think it's going to be hard to replace, but if Thiago's on form, it'll be like Genie was never there. It's Thiago, bro. When he's
That's
good,
awesome.
When he's good, dude.
That's awesome.
When he's good, he's
Not grateful at all, huh?
quality, bro. Hey?
Not grateful at all. It's like Genie was never there.
Yeah, you can go insert slow here. Not slow. Insert. What's
Slur's a good one.
Yes, slow? I
So,
thought
like-
slow was more sort of...
No, it's a derogatory swear word. You were going to say something.
Oh, I thought it was more tied towards like racism.
No, well, slur is just a negative. Yeah, anything with a sort of negative, a
insert-
passionate negative sort of
Insert 18 and older
slur here.
insult here, yeah.
Ah, fair enough. Thanks. Hey, Champions League,
No, I'm
World
kidding.
Club Cup,
Uh,
League. Thanks for that. Get the hell out.
No, I'm genuinely
It's,
kidding.
like, hey, we were married, 2 kids, great life. You supported my career. Get the hell out. I got a 21-year-old now. Get out.
Leave.
Oh, that is okay. But are you sure those feelings aren't some of the feelings you're suffering because your girlfriend told you you're not a romantic, and now you're bringing on to Genie? So to Genie Wijnaldum, if he ever listens to this, it's not about you. James earlier got told he's not romantic by a lady who's ironically chosen to be in a romantic setup with him, monogamously. So Genie Wijnaldum, apologies to you. All right, let's finish off. I got 2 more. Kieran Trippier, James. Man United are in again.
Oh my god!
And
And they're just not.
but they
Just stop.
but they need a right back.
They
James.
pursue players for like 6 years. Just stop it,
Yeah, well, I mean, it only took 15 weeks to get 15 years to get Jadon Sancho.
bruh.
So Kieran Trippier by the 2026 World Cup. I think that's in America, is it?
Yes, it's the. I think isn't it the America-Canada World Cup or the America?
Whatever it
Mexico,
is.
or
I mean,
whatever it is.
it's not here.
Yeah,
Every World Cup that's not here is whatever, right?
it's boring.
It's somewhere
as
else.
hell.
A World Cup that's somewhere else in 2026. They should get Trippier by then. But they need a right back because Aaron Wan-Bissaka is incredible defensively, but he's not a centre back. The problem with him is he plays like an athletic centre back.
But isn't he has to be like over 30 now?
Who?
Oh, he is. He's 30 years old. Why Kieran Trippier?
Because he gives you end product. And United are listen. They've got some guys, dude. Rashford, Greenwood, Cavani, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Honestly, he couldn't deliver the post. His crossing is diabolical. Couldn't cross a rope, as they say.
His back heels are really good too.
Oh, okay. I mean,
You know that? Have you not seen that clip where he's like running down the wing and then someone feeds him the ball and then he like tries to do a back heel, but he misses the ball completely, and it's just.
do you know what he looks like? He looks like a B-Tech Virgil van Dijk at right back. He looks like a centre back at right back.
Did you just put Van Dijk and Wan-Bissaka in one sentence?
Well, if you put Virgil van Dijk at right back, that's what he'd look like. Because he's like Virgil can't cross and run and get back. Like at centre back, he's got the long passing. He needs
What do you
to
mean he can't run and pass?
Virgil's not playing right back like that, Jim.
Virgil's caught Raheem Sterling on
Yeah.
a break.
Yes, but I mean, he's not. What is he going to do? Be Cafu now on the run, deliver pinpoint crossing is what I mean. You know, like how Robertson does it. You know, up and down, early crosses.
Yeah,
like
whether
that's
whether he can make those long
No,
passes
like-
under pressure.
And you've seen how Robertson and Shaw and these good ones is on the run. No worries. You just get where you are.
Yeah.
Robertson whips it in. Perfect ball. Like that's what Aaron Wan-Bissaka looks like. He looks like a centre back at right back because he's athletic, he's big, 1-on-1, unplayable.
How big is he? Like
Tall.
height wise?
Probably your height was 6'2", 6'3", and fast, and he's got those octopus legs as well.
And he runs like this.
Yeah, no, he is an athletic freak, but once he crosses the halfway line to go into the other team's half, he as I always say,
He is 1.83 meters. I don't know
Yeah, that's tall.
what the feet is.
So that's maybe what, 6'1", 6'1", 6'2", 6'1". He's a big man and he's fast and he's athletic and he can defend. But you need more at right back in this day and age. And Kieran Trippier has maybe he's definitely the best English
yeah.
deliverer of a ball outside of James Ward-Prowse.
Oh, doing right backs.
They need a right back too. And Trippier's perfect. He's great, athletic, played in the big time, Champions League guy, English, so he doesn't have to come and adjust. Played at Tottenham, demanding level. He's doing it now.
Didn't Varane start as a right back?
No,
I'm
no.
sure he did.
We're not paying what are they going to pay for him? 60 million. He can play centre back. You know, we need him with Maguire, and then we need a proper right back. And also, you need quality, right, in depth. You can't just have Aaron Wan-Bissaka, because right now Dallo was the backup, or who's the other young kid? I think they've sent him out on loan. You can't have Dallo as the backup. Do you know what I mean?
Is it Angel Gomez? No, there's another defender that
No,
they never play. What's
the English
his
guy,
name,
man.
dude?
The English guy who looks
No,
like Justin Bieber.
No, I'm thinking of Alex Telles.
Or Teller's left back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's left back, but right back, it's Wan-Bissaka and it's Dallo. No good. That ain't gonna. And Dallo just did his ACL. Oh, no, Achilles, huh? Ugh, that was ugly. So you need quality, especially now United. I think they're really, really going to go for it. So if true, I like that Trippier signing. I really, really like it. I think he's quality. You're not going to lose anything. And also, it can't just be Luke Shaw. What it gives you is balance, because really what you can do is leave Aaron Wan-Bissaka on his own and stack the middle. All right? If you're the left back, let him cross. Don't worry about it. Useless. Pathetic. Pathetic crossing. Pathetic.
It's hard to say what Man United actually need.
A lot. They need a striker as well.
So that's the thing, right? So they've got a very strong midfield.
No, they've got a good team now. Varane with Maguire will be good.
I think they
Sure.
do need a little bit of backup in defense.
What about the keeper situation? De Gea couldn't. Who was the Spain keeper?
Unai Simon.
Yeah,
What about him?
David De Gea. You can't even beat him into the team. David De Gea. But I've been saying for 4 years De Gea should have left United. He's been.
I haven't been invested in David De Gea since he arrived.
Yeah, I think he had one. Do you know what? A lot of people always make De Gea out to be like Peter Schmeichel. He has one Premier League title, just so you know.
He's also not very good.
He's not Peter Schmeichel.
He has reflexes, and I'll give it to him. He's made some pretty insane saves, but dude, he's not better than. In my eyes, he's not better than
Alisson, Edison.
not a shot. Nowhere near Van der Sar. Nowhere near. Schmeichel.
Oh, no, you've gone too far.
Yeah.
Don't even compare. No, that's
No.
sacred.
I even think Lloris is better than David De Gea. Dude. Honestly, I do.
That's tough.
I think Lloris is quite good.
That's tough. They're both mediocre. But okay, no, fair enough. I'd love to hear what Man United fans think. Here's the thing about David De Gea that'll get you is that he was United's best player of the season for 3 years. So a lot of United fans think that's a good thing. Yeah, you've also been the 5th best team in England over the last few years. So
Yeah, my brother, since De Gea arrived, has been like fully invested in him, and I don't see it, dude.
the thing is, he's not a modern day keeper. You know what David De Gea is? He's a shot stopper, which is a
Yes.
very old school keeper,
Yeah.
because back in the day, keepers didn't have to play out from the back. And I think it's why Henderson has the advantage over him. Problem is, Henderson's not a very good shot stopper.
Yeah.
And De Gea has improved so much on the crosses, and he doesn't command his area, De Gea. So that's a problem. But he's improved on the crosses, and he's an unbelievable shot stopper. I mean, cat reflexes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But that's not a keeper.
I've seen videos where he's had, he's like across the other side of the goal, and he's had to get down low and save a ball on the opposite side. I've seen that, but again, I've also seen it from keepers like Alisson and Ederson and even Emiliano Martinez, dude. Like, I've seen it from these keepers, and to me, if you could do that and be a goalkeeper, like then you top quality, dude.
Like, you have to play out from the back now. It's not enough anymore to just be a shot stopper. Like, if you want to be at the top level, we've seen how important it is. I mean, to the point where Arsenal fans were actually debating because Emiliano Martinez is better than Bernd Leno. And I said at the time on the show, you can go back, keep Martinez. Why? Because I know what Mikel Arteta is trying to do. I've seen it. He wants to play out from the back. What's happening now? They're looking to get Bernd Leno out. Big mistake. So De Gea should have gone a long time ago. He's a goalkeeper from a different time. It's not that he's a terrible keeper. It's that football's gone past him. Like, you saw what happened with Mendy at Chelsea. We went from Kepa Arrizabalaga to Mendy and we won the Champions League, right? Like, that keeper is so important, especially if you want to play that tiki-taka from the back and, it's like suck him in. You know what I mean?
I think his distribution isn't incredible for it's good for Man United's style of play, but it's just not great. And I also think, like, surely Man United fans kind of see
Luke Shawley.
I hate everything. That hurt. In my eyes, when I think Liverpool need a new goalkeeper, is when I get nervous when the ball's being passed back to him. Like it happened with...
There was about a month and a half with Alisson where he was getting more assists than anyone in the Premier League.
So, I mean, look,
the other team.
We've gone from Pepe Reina, who was exceptional, towards the sort of end. He was kind of like, oh, no, don't pass the ball to him, please. Mignolet, Karius, like all of those made me nervous. And every game, no matter who we played, whenever the ball was passed back to any of those keepers, I got nervous. And I just don't see why or how Man United fans don't see that with De Gea.
De Gea's made more mistakes over the last, I think, 5 seasons than any other keeper that led to a goal. But okay, listen, Man United fans love him. Cool, you do what you do. I think they got a problem with keeper though, because Henderson's also not good enough. Sorry, you can't even beat Jordan Pickford out.
Yeah, he's...
Dude, you had Manchester United. You had Van der Sar at a stage.
I think Henderson actually has, even though he's... How old is he now?
Young, 23, 24.
I think he has potential to be better than De Gea. And even if he was like 28, I think he would still have potential to be better than De Gea was.
Okay, well, there you have it. Kieran Trippier, that's an interesting one. And we'll finish off on this one. I don't think there's much to this, really. Lewandowski as a replacement for Harry Kane. Now, he's 32, going on 33. It's going to cost £90 million. Eek. I'm not sure that's happening. I don't think Bayern Munich, number one, want to let go of him. He's at the peak of his powers. He's got 2 or 3 more phenomenal seasons. I don't see that happening. And if I were Man City, I would take that deal. Because I just think it's about now. He'll give you 2 more great seasons and you're guaranteed 25 goals. But then again, Harry Kane. Although if Harry Kane's going to cost me 150, no thank you. Folks, I like Harry Kane. But I'm also somebody who likes to see what people are over the last few seasons. I don't just go, okay, he was brilliant, top goal scorer, but top assist. Can I get a whole season out of him? I don't know that. And it does scare me a little bit with Harry Kane in terms of, have you been a big fish in a big pond before? And that should worry you if you're Manchester City, because it hasn't gone well with England every time. Harry Kane didn't play well. 2018 in Russia, didn't play well. When the big time really, really, really mattered. Harry Kane didn't play well at the Euros. They went to the final. It wasn't about Harry. Every time you're asking him to be a big fish in a big pond, it's been a situation. So I know people are all about Harry Kane all the way for Man City. If Lewandowski is available, sign him up. Sign him up, James.
Who, Lewandowski?
Yeah. If true, Lewandowski or Kane? Lewandowski, keep in mind, is 32 going on 33.
I think you never have to worry about Lewandowski having a bad game. He hasn't had a bad game in, like, Lord knows how long. Always on form. Kane, there's still a possibility for doubt in his performance. Because, more often than not, Kane will be on the field and put in a proper shift and have a good performance, and that's what makes him a world-class player. But when he has games that are terrible, it's like he's not even on the field. Honestly, you barely hear the commentator say his name. There's nothing. You don't even know he's there. So yeah, I don't know. I say Lewandowski, even though he's getting on.
He is getting on 33 in August, so he'll be 33 this season.
Yeah, but also
It's a lot of money.
the Germans and the Polish play until they're like 45.
The Poles.
The Poles, I bet. Not going back to Poles.
What do Polish people say when they have to go vote, though? Where do they say we're off to the? They probably have to say the voting stations. To be clear, do you know what I mean? Like we're off to the polls for them.
And then, like when they announce who won the election, do they say so and so has crossed the finish line, in first place, and is the new president of the Finnish?
That's a different country.
Because it's also like a Baltic joke.
Not Baltic.
Not Baltic,
Scandinavian.
Scandinav.
Yeah, different region.
That's what I was just saying to you. This is a different region.
So Finnish, okay. So that's a different thing. You're not even talking about me. No, what I was talking about. You're talking about your own thing.
I was just trying to be involved.
That's tough. You're not very romantic.
The way you said that with a straight face. Damn.
How do you think that conversation is going to go for you, James, in terms of trying to bring it back? Have you got any ideas? Sort of, I've seen it's been worrying you. Have you got any ideas of how to be more romantic?
I'm the kind of guy that just kind of wings things.
Okay, but now there's feedback.
So right now, I won't deal with it because we've got this going on, and then we've got some other stuff after the show, and I've got some work to do. And
yeah, it's underlying.
Yeah, and then I'll get to it maybe like when I'm home, and then I'll process and think. And
you think you got a plan though? You're going to try and
not at the moment.
Maybe don't go with the chocolate thing. Like it's overplayed.
It's cliched.
It doesn't even seem real.
How do you even be romantic in this day and age?
Yeah, no.
Like, what do you want from? Do you want me to bring you the moon?
Hey, we're not dating. Well, why are you putting this on me?
Like, I just don't understand, dude.
Oh, James, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry you had to hear like this. It's tough. It's tough. You know what, James? You can only grow from this.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stay a little longer.
Katy Perry.
Kelly Clarkson.
Brilliant singer. She's got a talk show now.
She does.
Good for her. Good for Kelly Clarkson.
Jim Carrey was on it once.
Oh, yeah?
As a promotion for Sonic.
Oh, that got cancelled the first time.
And they got brought out all of the animals.
So Sonic got cancelled the first time. They had to redo it because the animation was so bad.
Oh, the movie? Yeah. It didn't get cancelled. They just
pushed it back.
Yeah.
I think it's because they made. I think they said the eyes looked too Asian on Sonic.
I heard it was also similar to the way Cats was done, which was horrendous. There was a lot of outcry about Cats.
What, Cats the play?
No, the movie. There's a lot of outcry about the way Cats was done and the way some things were portrayed or whatever.
Oof.
And just the overall sort of way the movie was done. There was a lot of...
Cats are terrible pets, I just have to say.
It's really cold in this room.
Terrible pets. I mean...
I watched a Family Guy episode last night of where Meg gets controlled by a cat.
Yeah, I know that one. Very good.
And then I finished season 19, and now I'm just hoping I have Wi-Fi when I get
Yeah, cling on, James. Cats, terrible pets. I just got to leave it at that. All right, Jimbo. Ladies and gentlemen, it's probably the best segment of this show, certainly since it's ever existed. A man by the name of James Ilsley.
That's my name.
Has decided to not be romantic, but what he will do is focus on real life.
And be educational, huh? Wait, are we talking about the same segment?
We are.
Okay.
He wants to be educational. So maybe what he should do is go and educate himself on how to make the ladies feel good inside, James. Not in the physical sense, in the spiritual sense. It's called romance, James. Grow a heart. But ladies and gentlemen, right now, exciting stuff. It's called Educating MKT. Jimbo, hit us, pal.
T. Don't we do a thing there?
T.
No, that's social media, huh?
I mean, this show is pretty much low production, high quality. All right, what we got, Jimbo? Educating MKT, folks. It's where, James, you want to explain what the segment is?
So, for those of you at home or at work or
Or at your mistress's house.
or at your mistress's
Or
house.
concubine's house if you're a lady.
Actually, for those of you anywhere where you are in the world, even on a boat,
I would say even if you are somebody who is able to maintain your normal relationship and are currently cheating on your partner, please write into us, right? You can sport@cliffcentral.com. Otherwise, I'm MKT Inspires on all social media. He's James Ilsley, got every single handle. But if you can have a normal relationship and be cheating with somebody, you must be romantic. Write in and tell us, how can James be more romantic? You know what I'm saying, Jimbo? Listen, imagine being able to dupe two people into loving you. And love doesn't even need to be into it. Into lusting for you. You got to be a little bit of a romantic, and you probably need some advice there. Be honest. Just take the feedback.
I will take the feedback.
All right.
I just want to be loved for who I am.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
Anyway, so
folks, that is why we need your help, especially if you are able to have a relationship and be cheating as well with somebody else. You've got two people that think you love them and you're romantic.
exactly. So whether you're performing adultery or infancy,
Infancy?
yeah,
No. Well, what's that? Infidelity is what you're talking. Infancy is being young. An
I know.
infant.
I know.
What's happening there? Why is anybody cheating with a small child?
Never mind, it was a joke. If you are performing or taking part in adultery, or you're just sitting on your couch and listening to us, watching us, or wishing we'd cancel the show because it's terrible.
Many of you may not have a couch because it may have been looted. Is it too early to make jokes, James? Probably. Probably.
Yeah. Kia Betsway even says that this is her favorite segment. So, let's dive right in.
All right.
It's Educating MKT.
T.
Uh,
As Roger would say, dive on in.
Let's delay that. Let's dive on in because it's Educating MKT.
T. Let's go. Dive on in. Dive on in.
Dab.
Love that.
Right, so today we're diving in with ethics.
Ooh. I'm going to have to learn here.
Right.
Ethics. What does that mean?
Ethics. Right, so this is very closely associated with a guy that shares a similar surname,
Okay.
different nationality, to a football player that we all know and love. This football player is very humble, very French, and drives a Mini Cooper to work.
Good question.
How do you not know who this is?
N'Golo Kante.
Nice. Except this man's name is Emmanuel Kant.
Okay.
And he's from Germany, not France. He probably also didn't drive a Mini. So he's actually got nothing to do with N'Golo. Names are spelled differently.
Similar though. Kante.
Just missing an E.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Kant was very into ethics. He pioneered a lot of practices within ethics. And fun fact, that even sometimes stretched into astrology. How interesting is that?
Very.
Bet you didn't know that one.
I'm a Taurus.
He probably could have told you something about that.
Yeah, I'm a Taurus, so I should have known that.
Oh,
I'm so,
goodness gracious.
It's very easy to confuse me for a Sagittarius.
It is because of the way you enjoy being
Yeah.
closed.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not ready to love. Or so stubborn.
Right. So, when I say deontology,
Okay.
what do you think of?
I think of going to Dion and buying a telephone. Dion Mega Stores, which I don't think exist anymore. It's probably why I couldn't buy a phone there.
This is a difficult class. I don't know what my teachers had to deal with me.
Oh,
Good Lord.
okay.
All right. So
that's wrong.
deontology is defined as the study of the nature of duty and obligation. The study of the nature and nope. I'm going to do it again. One more time. The study of the nature of duty and obligation.
Yes.
So just what nature is duty and or obligation, and how that affects you as a person and your ethics.
Yes.
Deontology.
Yes. Very good.
So I wonder if I click the little headphone, it'll play for everyone else. on how to say it. Do you think it will? Should we try it?
Yeah.
Deontology.
I hope you heard that because that was fun.
I heard.
Deontology.
There we go.
Yeah,
Deontology.
there you go. They say you have to repeat things 3 times for it to.
Yeah.
Subconsciously said it.
Yeah, it's nonsense. But okay.
That's just what I'm doing.
Sure.
Right. So,
I feel like before you start this lesson, this is a good time for us to say, if you are on YouTube, please click like on the video. Go ahead. What are we learning about you today, James?
deontology and ethics.
Lovely. I can't wait to learn about this.
Do you need to know the definition of deontology again?
I don't.
Okay, just checking.
I just got a good memory.
I don't know why I'm so nervous for this lecture.
I don't know either. I'm struggling to learn because as a student, I can sense your anxiety, and if you're not sure of yourself, I'm not sure if I should learn
No,
this.
I'm changing it. I'm being certain
Let's
of
go.
myself.
Let's go. Let's go.
Just gotta
I love learning. Yes.
like Popeye did.
Harden up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to have, what's her name?
Spinach.
No.
Lucy.
No.
Abigail. Matthew.
No, his
Morris,
lady. What's her name?
Linda.
No, man.
Belinda.
Popeye's lady's name.
Oh, Mrs. I.
Mrs. Doubtfire. Mrs. I.
Okay, so Kant's work on personhood,
Mhm.
which is essentially the study of why we do what we do and how we do what we do. Kant's work on personhood is an example of deontology in practice, right? So the man that essentially pioneered deontology was practicing deontology by defining deontology,
Got you.
right?
Deep guy, yeah.
Kant believed the ability to use reason was what defined a person. So human beings can use reason, whereas so it's like, don't touch that plate because it's really hot.
Mhm.
You've reasoned with yourself to not touch the plate, right? With an elephant, it's like, don't ram that car. But the elephant is incapable of using reason because when the elephant is already feeling threatened, right, it won't even reason it in its head. It'll just like hit the car.
Some people might say your reason example wasn't great there, but okay.
Oh yeah, I was horrendous. I was just winging that.
That wasn't. That was yeah.
That was terrible.
Some people might say you should have used the murder example. It's like it's bad to kill or it's bad to sort of threaten your neighbor because if you reason correctly, it's like it's actually deep encoded in us to say the reasonable thing to do is get to know your neighbor, be nice to your neighbor, right? Even if you're being fake, and because while the wolf at night while you sleep, your neighbor will keep watch and put the fire on so that the wolf and the saber-tooth stay away. You know what I mean? And you can do the same. So that's reasoning. So a little more deep thought than just that fire's hot.
And if we're getting biblical, love thy neighbor. Stuff. Nailed it.
Okay, good pivot, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So here's a more apt definition of deontology in practice.
Okay.
And personhood. So from an ethical perspective, personhood creates a range of rights and obligations because every person has inherent dignity. Okay? Except for me, I lost mine a long time ago.
Oh, you're not a romantic.
Hey, whoa.
Hey. Hey, buddy.
Whoa. Something that is fundamental to and is held in equal measure by each and every person. That's dignity, by the way. Something that is fundamental to one another,
yeah,
and is held in the same sort of regard amongst human beings, right?
Homo sapiens.
Homo sapiens, heterosexuals, or metrosexuals, if you're me.
And even those that aren't romantic, they have inherent worth, yeah. Well, to some. I mean, to James's lady, his sort of your value is down. Your inherent value has been reduced a little bit.
It's true. It's true. So, dignity plays a huge role in this because that's essentially the sort of core and fundamental of reasoning, right? So, the dignity creates an ethical line in the sand that prevents us from acting in certain ways, either towards other people or towards ourselves. Because we have dignity as well. So we must act a certain way to ourselves, right? Most importantly,
Just hear it. So I need to go to the bathroom.
you can wait.
Okay.
Most importantly,
I bought a cup anyway. It's fine.
oh God. Kant argues that we may never treat a person merely as a means to an end, so never just as a
Means to an end.
resource.
Okay.
Is a good way of putting it if you
Yes.
don't understand a means to an end, right?
Yes. Because they have inherent value. We get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Sorry, I've just got to.
It's okay.
So this does get kind of biblical, right? And I made a joke about it earlier. I mean, there's a reason I made that joke. Because in the Bible, if you are not aware, there is something called the 10 Commandments, right?
Okay.
And those are rules given to us to live an ethical life.
Where was that
Or-
tablet, sir?
They got it from the iStore in Santon City. Is that not good? No?
That's okay. I see what you did there. I thought Jesus was a Windows guy.
Stop. Stop. Okay, so the 10 Commandments are 10 rules that Christians follow in order to live an ethical life.
Who wrote them?
Who, the Bible or Christians?
10 Commandments. Some guy. Or lady.
It was a dude a while ago.
Could have been a lady.
Could have been a lady.
Book's old. It's a really old book.
You know.
Some people say people couldn't write then. How did they write the book?
How
How did they write the
no,
commandments at all?
that's next week's lesson,
Oh.
guys. We should do a deep dive into religion.
No,
that's
we should
a horrible
not.
idea.
No, we should
That is
not.
a horrible idea.
No, we should not. So confusing, sir.
Okay, let's move on from religion. 'cause
2,000 years ago, nobody could write in the
we
West. Who
are-
wrote the book?
We are walking on
Who wrote
eggshells.
the tablets?
Eggshells.
We didn't have letters in the West.
Bill Gates Senior.
Why is it not in Greek? Why is the guy? Why is he Hebrew? If we only the Grecians could write. That region of the world was known as illiterate
Hey,
2,000 years ago.
Hey, you.
Oh, sorry. I still need the bathroom.
That's your problem. Use your cup, sir. Right, so. The 10 Commandments. They were known as ethical duties.
Yes.
Right? Ethical things you had to fulfill to live a dignified or ethical life.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So-
Certainly.
Most deontologists say that there's two different types of ethical duties.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect duties, and say it with me, imperfect
duties.
Nice, everyone.
Imperfect duties.
See, everyone's been reading their textbooks. That's good stuff.
And so no one's perfect.
It's true. It's true. A perfect duty is inflexible. Anybody care tell me what that means?
Yes.
Yes.
Don't murder.
Nice. That's good. Good stuff. You can't obey it a little bit. Either you kill someone or you don't. You can't half kill someone.
Got you.
You can.
Inflexible.
They'll just bleed out and then they're dead, essentially.
Also, inflexible is like my mom. She's old. Can't touch her toes. Inflexible.
You're on thin ice, young man.
Sorry, sir. Really need a pee.
Imperfect duties. So, if perfect duty allows for no middle ground, can anyone tell me what imperfect duties allow for?
Don't cheat on your wife.
I didn't ask for an example, but it allows for some middle ground.
Yeah, well, don't cheat on your wife if she's there.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Because okay, I guess I could give a better example.
Yeah.
If you're poor
Mm.
and you go and steal a loaf of bread,
Yes.
and there might be something I read about called consequentialism,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Or Kantian notion, which is absolute truth from what I've read, sir.
Yeah.
In the flexible one, you could argue something that's flexible is he stole the bread because he was poor. You'd have to give some flexibility there. Whereas if you were Kantian or inflexible, you'd have to say it's wrong entirely to steal the loaf of bread, some people might say. So that's actually the example where it can be flexible, inflexible.
You know what? You can go we now. That was good.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
I'm off. It's my brother. My brother's sitting, keeping my seat warm.
have a good one.
We're twin brothers. We sound exactly the same.
Do you have your hall pass?
I don't.
All right. Well, that's
My brother had it. He's back now.
Okay. So the website that's used, or that I found, says that an example of imperfect duties is to learn about the world around you. It's imperfect because we can spend we can spend different amounts of time in education and be fulfilling our obligation. But just how much we commit to that is where the middle ground or the sort of not so you have to sets in, right?
Got you. A little bit of grey area there.
Yeah. So that's
Okay.
where the middle ground is,
Got you.
right? So, anybody tell me why our reason for doing the right thing is important?
Because if I don't, I'll get detention.
In a roundabout way.
Then I don't know.
Because
I'm a school child.
It's the right ethical thing to do.
Oh, all right.
The dignified thing to do.
Yes.
Right? So, Kant had a name for
Emmanuel.
for the reasoning behind doing the right thing.
Yes.
Anybody have an idea? Any ideas of what that name was?
No.
It's similar to an adult magazine.
What is it?
Maxim.
Yes. What's a maxim?
That is our reason for doing the right thing. That's,
Correct.
That's Kant. He summarized it in one word, maxim.
Yeah, the maxim very important. Now, do I know everything you've told me?
Please say
Possibly.
no.
Yes, Immanuel Kant. I've got everything he's ever done.
I hate
So
everything.
maybe we should move it forward a bit. Unless
Well-
do you want to tell people what a maxim is?
Didn't I just tell you what our maxim is?
Oh, sorry.
It's the reason for doing the right thing.
Alrighty.
And I was going to sort of end it there because it does go into consequentialism,
Well, you want to tell us what that is?
which is very deep.
Yeah, tell us. Do you want to summarize it for us?
So, deontology is actually opposing consequentialism.
Mhm.
Did you know that?
Take me into it.
I mean,
Are you saying deontology opposes consequentialism?
yes.
All right, I'll wrap this up because some people might say we should probably have wrapped it up a little bit ago. All right, consequentialism. Are you worried about the outcomes? Now, Kantian notions, for those who are into this, Immanuel Kant, of course, is a proponent of absolute truth. So when you say something like a Kantian notion, what you mean is there is absolutely right and there's absolutely wrong. When you go to the other side, consequentialism will tell you your concern is not about the maxim per se itself. Where you get consequentialist thinking, what that means is that you are worried purely not about whether it is a moral act on its own. You are far more worried about the consequences of it. So let me give you an example. People will often drunk drive and go, it's okay because I survived, as long as I didn't get hurt. Kant might say, so the Kantian notion, the opposite of consequentialism and Kantian truth would say, no, it is inherently right, the maxim, it is inherently right not to drink drive at all. So you are already immoral for driving at all. A consequentialist will tell you, no, it's only bad if the consequences are bad. So I'm not really worried about the drink driving. I'm worried about if I crash, damn it. It's about the consequences of the act rather than focusing on the morality of the act. So the difference there between a Kantian sort of deontologist and a consequentialist. What do you think about me studying that, James? because you gave me that assignment. What do you think?
That was good stuff.
Yeah.
Someone's been reading their textbook.
I have been reading my textbook. You maybe want to tell us the most famous example of sort of. It's always reduced to a morality test, but it's not a morality test. But I don't have the time to go into it. There's a really famous example that everybody knows and uses when we talk about deontology. You maybe want to take us into that.
Look, I think I've spoken enough today.
Sure. Because I did the studying for the test. Yeah.
Look, I've spoken enough. Again.
Yes.
I told you to go home and do the
yes.
sort of the pre-reading.
Because what's the point of you telling me everything? How am I going to learn?
Exactly.
I might as well explain it.
So, actually, as a test to see if you did study properly, you tell me.
Okay, we got the trolley problem, right? It's we call it the trolley problem as we go through it, and everyone knows it is. If you go down a track you've got a lever or a lever, right? Leave the lever, one person dies. Pull the lever, 5 people die. And often people reduce that to being actually a test about morality. It's actually it's a different philosophical field. But anyway, so in deontology we have these kinds of problems, and when we do have these sort of issues, we call them deontological dilemmas. So that is the quintessential notion of a deontological dilemma.
If anybody wants to see the practice of the trolley experiment in action, on Netflix, there's a show called The Good Place.
Okay.
It doesn't play with the idea of the trolley thingy. Mm-hmm. My brain just broke.
Yeah.
It doesn't play with the idea of the trolley problem initially, but when it gets to sort of the later seasons, it does heavily. They have to either decide whether they sacrifice 1 life or sacrifice 83 lives.
So the trolley problem. I mean, I think we all kind of know about it, right, James?
Yeah. I mean, obviously when I did the reading about it, back in my when I was getting my doctorate, I completely had forgotten about it. And then I realized that The Good Place practices this. So The Good Place on Netflix. Good series.
All right. So for those who want to kind of wrap it up, James, great learning here, by the way. It's something that is central, of course. A guy called Immanuel Kant.
Not N'Golo Kante.
No,
Not
so
to be
easy to confuse that.
with the driver of the White Mini.
So what is important with the maximum is ultimately Kant's major concern was based around something called the categorical imperative.
It was his major concern.
Concern. Immanuel's major concern.
I nailed it.
Absolutely.
Woo!
This is teaching, baby. This is learning. This is learning.
Yeah.
Big learning. All right, we'll finish off on this. Immanuel Kant's really at the center of what he did was establishing and sticking to rather a hard and fast man Kantian notions based around the categorical imperative. That's a really, really important part, which some people may say James left out the lesson. Kind of central thesis. But
No. I left it out on purpose. I wanted you to come to that conclusion yourself.
On my own.
Yes.
Now that's good teaching.
Yes.
I'm not a parrot. Give me the appetite to learn myself. And you've achieved that through...
You know what's essential with all of these philosophers and psychologists is that they come to these conclusions themselves. And that's what I want to teach you and our listeners and our viewers, that you need to come to these conclusions yourself just the way they did, so that you can have that feeling of, I've just had an epiphany.
So what you're saying is what Socrates said is everybody can, if you can think, you can be a philosopher, is
There you
what
go.
you're really saying.
There you go.
And that is touching. That's magnificent. Truly magnificent. The categorical imperative. We got there in the end. Woo! Immanuel Kant, ladies and gentlemen. Psychoanalyst extraordinaire. Philosopher extraordinaire. Thinker extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Immanuel, let's go.
Yeah.
Big learning, big philosophy, big sports show.
Good thing none of that was controversial.
Yeah.
Ah!
Hey.
Except for maybe a bit of the religion stuff,
Yeah.
because that depends on what you believe.
That does believe. Wow. There's belief involved for sure.
That does believe.
Yeah, there is a belief involved for sure. That was good, James.
That's good stuff, huh?
That was good. That was good.
Woo!
Yeah. A lot of people are already saying, wow, James left out a lot of the should have probably started with the categorical imperative. Got to list the trolley problem as something people can relate with. But great, I thought it was a great lesson.
During that segment, I take the lack of comments as a positive sign. People were so invested. They didn't have, I mean, except for Kia Betswe, who said that she says, I learned nothing, or at least nothing new, but I laugh till I cry. It's truly an escape. Thanks, guys, and it highlights more than anything your work chemistry, fluidity, and conversation and banter. So, the lack of comments, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
That's true. You had them, like if it was a TED Talk, they're just all waiting on, on that last breath of yours, and that's what every good talker should do. Fantastic. And I mean, here's me hoping you used mouthwash, because your breath, as we know earlier, you've seen sort of taking a shower as a big thing. So hopefully you've used mouthwash, because your breath might smell, and they're waiting on, sort of bated breath them, and your last breath for you. What if your breath smells? And I was just waiting, and then we breathe it in. What a disaster.
I feel like I missed something.
Yeah, I also feel like you missed it. Well, besides being romantic, you mean?
Yeah.
You missed that whole thing. And we keep going back to it, and that does break you, James. All right, should we move on? There are people who have sacrificed their afternoon. James, should we take some comments and then get the hell out of here?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
We started the show with Yonder.
You got to look yonder.
Yonder says, hello, guys.
Surname? You're going to give the surname a bash? Is that what you were...
Yeah. No, that's not what I was laughing at.
What? Let's hear it.
Yonder commented so early.
Okay.
They commented, yonder there. Over yonder.
Over, yeah, okay.
Over yonder.
Yeah. Not your best work. It's not awful. I'm not going to chop you down for that, but not your best work.
Yonder Indiki. Is that how you say it?
Could be.
Hello, guys. And been waiting. We were a little bit late this morning. That's your fault. I blame you.
Okay, that's fine.
Kia Betswe. Reuters and Al Jazeera are reporting it splendidly by first stating the cause of the breakout, but most importantly, the desperation and root cause. And good afternoon, gentlemen and ladies.
Reuters there at the beginning, by the way.
Reuters or Reuters?
Reuters.
Okay.
Yeah, just for future.
It's interesting to know that Al Jazeera is not twisting anything, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kutle says, I'm back. You handsome gentleman. We are handsome gentlemen, huh?
You're handsome. I'm on the precipice. We'll see. But you are definitely handsome, no doubt. Except weird without glasses.
True. Can you guys rate...
Definitely handsome.
Thank you. Can you guys rate last season's top four's new kit?
We're doing that tomorrow.
I'm going to get the images of it, and we'll do it tomorrow.
Okay. It's Friday. I feel like Friday... Maybe we'll do the top 5.
Yeah.
As the Friday 5.
That's true.
All the kits are out. Or you know what? Should we just do the best 5 kits tomorrow? Friday 5.
Yes. Yeah. Best,
there we go.
But best 5 Premier League kits or best...
Premier League kits.
Okay,
Premier League kits. Because you can't bring Inter into it. I mean, Hull City. Hull City's away kit. The black kit.
Is it fire?
Do yourself a favor. Hull City away kit. Oh.
Fire.
Woo.
Alrighty. So tomorrow we will be reviewing top 5 kits we think for the 2021-2022 season. Right? Kutle says, I'll only bring a girl to my parents' house if I'm 100% sure I'm going to marry her.
There it is, James.
Kia Betswe says, dating in your late 30s and in 2021 gets worse every time. I hear people's experiences. James, so for 6 months, you guys were kicking it for 6 months. Mark me absent.
James, 6 months is forever, dude. Even at your age.
Yeah, we were just doing our thing, dude.
6 months, though. Although, I think Gabbets has a good point, I think probably as you get older, especially, I would imagine if you're a lady, got a bit of a situation in the tummy region, that's got a ticking tock. It's a tick-tock, tick-tock. You know what I mean? So I can understand why ladies are like, do not waste my time. Like, once you may want to be a parent from around 28 onwards, ladies do not like it when you waste their time. Like, hey, We know within a year if this thing's going on or not. Move in, we do 6 months together, and we get married. You know what I mean? Whereas at your age, maybe a little vibing doesn't hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, my generation. Kia Betsway says, I am some people when it comes to astrology. That means Kia Betsway believes in retrograding and all of those beautiful things.
Sure. I mean, hey.
Kia Betsway also says, lens of possibilities, fire.
So she liked that.
Yeah, vibes.
Unbelievable.
Kia Betsway also says, I get what James is saying about public platform, but for me, I don't see how him speaking would change anything. We need change and policies, not thoughts.
100%. I thought one of the most disgusting things I've seen in the last 2 years was Gal Gadot getting her friends to sing, what was it, Heal the World? Was it? What's John Lennon's song again?
We Are the World? No?
No. Anyway, the great John Lennon hit. And she got like a whole bunch of celebrities to sing that from their palaces at the beginning of lockdown.
Yeah.
And I thought,
we're all in this together, guys.
like, I thought that is revolting.
Yeah.
And it would be like me going to everybody in KZN, my thoughts. Like, who do I think I am? Like, people are literally going through it. They don't need me. They don't need me. Like, I don't know. Their suffering is real. I don't need a piece of it so that I can feel good.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put hashtags on. Like, what does that help them?
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, for Trevor Noah to do it from a $30 million studio, what does that look like to people who can't go and buy a loaf of bread today?
I know we're running sort of short on time, so I'll keep it short and sweet. I just think his whole move to America is a great thing for South Africans, and
Sure.
we've supported him through that. Not in the sense like he wouldn't be able to do it without us.
I know what you mean, though.
I just mean when he moved to America and took that whole new job, we weren't like, okay, well, he's just turned his back on us. We don't like him anymore. We don't see him as like we've supported him and seen him grow the Daily Show and win Emmys with the Daily Show and live in New York. And a couple of weeks ago, pictures came out about the new house he bought in wherever it was. Like, we've all seen that as South Africans, and we're like, it's possible. Like, yeah, we saw it with like Charlize Theron and Sholto Copley and stuff, but like seeing it from his sort of background, I'm very, very certain it's given a lot of people hope because people know what his background is. And I just think he's because of that, he's a hero to a lot of people.
Sure.
And a very large community. And I just feel like you need to use your platform as much as thoughts and prayers to South Africa. Like, it seems redundant.
Yeah.
Like, you showing that you care on such a large platform. To me, I just feel like it's part of your responsibility of being in the public eye.
I just let me put it this brutally. If a crocodile bites my leg, I don't want to hear from my mother. Like, get out the way. I'd like to hear from a surgeon. Are you going to save my leg or not? I mean, like, I'm not in thoughts and prayers space now. I'm about to die. Get me to the best surgeon. I don't care about what Barack Obama, I don't care what Cyril Ramaphosa in that situation has to say. Get me to a surgeon and do it now. Like, the people need literal help from serious people right now. And I can wait on pleasantries. I just think it's so dangerous because I don't want celebrities getting involved as they do in, like, Hollywood turns into a whole vote for whoever. Who the hell are you? Your job is to pretend all the time. Why are you telling me where to vote? Like, so I think we've given too much power to celebrities, dude. Like, I work in the opinion space. Please do not listen to me on serious issues. I am a moron. I cannot be told. I can't tell you how to raise your children. And whilst I hear what you're saying, and I think celebrities hold such an important space in people's lives now. And as you've said, maybe I'm being a little hoity-toity and high and mighty. I hate the fact that celebrities are people's heroes. Their job is to pretend. Like, nurses are real heroes, and I'm not trying to be funny. It's like, why are nurses not people's heroes? Like, why is a neurosurgeon not someone's hero?
No, sure.
Like, you're saving a 9-year-old. Like, Trevor Noah. Honestly, if Trevor Noah stopped working tomorrow, the world would go on. A neurosurgeon stops working tomorrow, 5 children die, it's guaranteed on that day.
No, sure.
And it's not to talk Trevor Noah down, and I hear you. Perhaps as I get older, I think hope is not a plan. I don't like hope as a plan. And it is important. It is important to kind of see a better day. But while we're in the trenches, it's like if we were in Iraq, I want to hear from my generals. I don't want to hear from Trevor Noah going good luck to the troops. I want to hear from my generals on the ground, because right now there are people in KwaZulu-Natal and in hotspots here in Gauteng that are in a war.
Yeah.
And not hypothetically.
Yeah, for sure.
They are in a war.
Real stuff.
And they need to hear from generals. The generals in this case must be serious people. Like, what can Trevor Noah do for somebody who didn't loot and cleans houses 7 days a week? Because that's what most people in those places are, right? The people who are truly suffering are those that are living hand to mouth.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear from Trevor Noah about their situation. I just don't. It's, what the bloody hell are we going to do to ensure that in a week and a half, bread will be available for every single citizen in those places, which they must buy? Like, what are we going to do about that? And I just don't see the use right now. Trevor Noah's time will come. I think his time to say something will come, and the celebrities will come. And I do like, what I love, James, is how you're thinking. I do like that you're going, we need each other, and he, because he's got such a great platform, can soothe. He can't help, but he can soothe, if only but for a moment, with words. I think is what you're saying. I hope I'm not mishearing you.
Yeah, I mean, so in my eyes, heroes to people, and I'll use like maybe a sports example, right? You see what people go through to get onto a field or into a training ground to just have a photo with Cristiano Ronaldo, and they're in tears, and it's a whole thing. I think having a hero and having someone to look up to in life, regardless of your age, gives you that extra bit of hope. And I can't speak for the people in Durban especially about how they would feel if someone was to come out, or a public figure was to come out and say, we're with you, blah, 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 whatever it is. I can't say how that would make them feel. I feel like if those people, their hero was, let's still use Trevor Noah as an example.
Yes.
If those people saw that Trevor Noah was aware of what's going on, and he sent his thoughts and prayers. Okay, so you're already sort of ecstatic about Trevor Noah as a person. You're a big fan. He's your hero. Blah blah blah. Whatever it is. But the fact that he knows what's going on in your town, your street, your city, whatever it is, would give you a lot of hope. And I think I'm not sure what it is in us as human beings about that gives us hope.
Yeah.
Because logically, when you think about it, he's in his $44 million mansion. He's just written a tweet. But deep down, let's be honest, like seeing that tweet and you're affected directly by this stuff, you would have some sense of hope.
Some. I don't think everybody would.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No. And listen, James, essentially, I think I possibly disagree with you on the who should say it.
Mm.
And I see why you are saying what you're saying. So I'm not dismissing what you're saying. I work in the entertainment space, and I think it just, broadly speaking, it concerns me that we have given actors and actresses, people who pretend for a living, the role in society that we've given them. Like, I want to hear from the people elected. And quite frankly, I don't want to hear from them. I want to see some action. I don't want to hear anything right now, if I'm completely honest, from anybody. But again, maybe people in KZN, and you know what? You're just giving an opinion, and I'm just giving an opinion. And my younger sister always has a great saying, is in her, like the way she rolls, and she rarely rolls like this, is, quite frankly, there is no truth. There is your reality, my reality, and somewhere between that is the truth. Because actually the truth is, I wonder what people in KZN want to hear or see. And that's the only real thing that's important in the end.
For sure.
How supportive we want to be from here. It's it's romantic and it's nice. And almost, I hate to be this person, but it is a little bit about us because it kind of makes us feel good when we do stuff like that. And the situation's not about us. Well, and I'm not saying you're wrong, because actually I see what you're saying is, my God, how can I be kind to these people, is what I hear you saying. It's like, that's an awful situation is what you're saying. And stop me if I'm wrong. And you would like to find a mass way to appeal, to let people know that we know you're in a disaster. And it would be interesting to see what people in KZN living in terror right now, what they want. Because that's actually the only interesting thing. You know what I mean?
I do hear you, and I do know that the only person that can, or the only people that can make like real changes about these sorts of situations is like the mayor of KZN or Cyril himself or whoever it is can make these sort of calls about what needs to happen next. I just feel like there's some comfort in knowing your hero is aware of what you're going through, because like growing up as a kid, all you sort of want, especially in this day and age, all you want is to be able to tweet at Cristiano Ronaldo and say,
yeah,
I'm your biggest fan, bro. And all you want is him to see it, like a heart or a like or a reply or whatever it is. And maybe I'm stuck in this whole like social media thing.
No. I mean, it's also, you are 24. You can only see the world through your eyes. And it's interesting to hear I'm a decade older. So, hey, listen, fair enough. And, we may disagree, but I think at the center, we are both in the same place of, I wish I could do something. But I don't want to be that guy of thoughts and prayers, because, the KZN's real to people.
Alrighty. Oh, that was heavy for a second, huh?
It's real life. Hey, listen, we're a sports show and we want to try and make people laugh, but I'm human.
Yeah.
I'd like to think I'm not a psychopath. I'm not sure yet. Never been married. What happens? Because I could imagine the problem with the internet now lasts forever. Forever's a long time. 10 years' time, I murder my wife. People go, oh, that's the guy who said he wasn't a psychopath.
Your tendencies do seem a little bit of psychopath.
That's what I'm saying. So currently, I think I'm not a psychopath. I murder my wife in 10 years. People go, oh, hypocrite. That's hypocrite. Are you kidding me? How much, on gravestones? They charge per letter. Imagine. Here lies a son, a brother, a hypocrite. Oh, costs a fortune.
HYP.
Get out of here. They charge per letter. Get out of here. My mother's going to have to sell her kidney.
Kia Betsway says, James, you know Caitlyn Jenner? He has kids too.
Yeah, and that's next level. That's is it transsexual?
Transgender.
Oh, that's bad. That's a bad slip up on my part. Transgender. So that's not even gay, because he's not gay.
Yeah.
He identified as a whole different gender.
Yeah.
So, you got that completely wrong, Jay.
I did.
Yeah.
Kutle says Sancho is not touching the number 7 until Cavani leaves. I forgot Cavani had the 7. That's my bad. 245 Dutra says, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Hi, how you doing?
Holla.
Word. Kiyobeto says, hygiene is not romantic. It's mandatory of any human being. I just thought it was
okay, and and that's James, I can't believe that's news to you, dude.
No, I don't think hygiene is romantic. I was under the impression that hygiene is a big thing.
It is.
Then why are we confused?
No, because you know how big it is. It's almost like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You know what's at the bottom? Security. It's such a big thing that it's fundamental. It's like in a country, for a country to function, right? Security must be invisible. It should always be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't get credit for that. Like you don't hear anybody in Sweden going, "Oh, it's so safe here." They go, "Oh no, I'm off to do my painting of the cows in the fields because the country works." But actually, what allows that? The security. It's necessary beyond the tacit. It shouldn't be something which we like. James showered. Now that's a hell of a thing, hey? Yeah.
James.
Yeah. It's like being hygienic and breathing should be the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It should, it should be what we call it in biology, an involuntary act almost, you know? Like I don't congratulate you for breathing. I don't go, "Whoa, bloody hell, good technique there, James."
But I know that all too well.
Only too well.
Yeah.
The involuntary action thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, boy. Yeah.
Kutle says United like playing the long game when it comes to transfers. That's for damn
They
sure.
do. Jaden Sancho.
Pretty sure you've had your eye on Jadon Sancho since he was at Man City.
You need to go and see I thought our Jaden Sancho video, which is doing quite nicely actually on TikTok. You need to go and see that and get his real thoughts.
Yes.
Because
It's
we've had thousands of people say that's a good video.
I have water on my chair for some reason.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with it.
My bottle is 4 kilometers away.
It's fine. I'm dry here. And you're a pro. We got to finish the show, you know?
Oh no, this is all going wrong.
Yeah,
Okay.
James trying to destroy the studio.
I'm so sorry. Okay. Little G says Lamptey from Brighton is a very good right back. It's an option.
Big injury this season, though. Chelsea guy, by the way.
No,
the Lamptey situation ain't going to work. Massive injury, and I worry about that ACL at that age. I always say injured young, injured old.
not vibes.
And he was injured quite a bit at Chelsea, by the way.
Oof.
So, and he's young. But, oh my God, explosive.
Little G also says Sell Fred! I really still believe Man United should get rid of Ole and get Conte in or something if they are serious.
Conte?
Oh, and wait, I'm not done. Oh, and sell Fred!
It's tough to sell. Tough to know whether he wants them to sell Fred or
Yeah,
not.
it's a little bit interesting. I'm a bit lost with your...
He probably needs to clear that up. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I'm not really sure of
So,
his
did you
feelings
say
on Fred.
sell Fred?
I'm not sure what his
Or-
thoughts are. You know what? He needs to get out of his shell, does Bolelo G. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm not sure what he's saying about Fred.
We don't bite.
I think he likes Fred.
Yeah.
From what I can tell,
Yeah.
he likes Fred.
Kutle says De Gea was the best player for 4 years because the rest of the team was underperforming. He really is a great keeper. I think adjusting to the new playing style is challenging for him.
Listen, by the way, Man United, that should scare you that for 3 seasons David De Gea was your player of the season, because that means he's getting the chance to shine. If your goalkeeper's getting a chance to shine, that's a terrible thing.
Yeah.
Like, unless it's Edison doing assists, but you don't want your keeper shining.
No.
Not at top clubs.
Kutle also says Henderson tries too hard, just my opinion.
You know what? He does. Jordan Henderson's going to be one of those guys. Like he's a teacher's pet.
Jordan Henderson? Or
Yeah.
No, Dean Henderson.
Oh, Dean Henderson.
Yeah. I think it's Dean Henderson because that's who...
Okay. Well, it could be either, but Jordan Henderson could be the guy as well.
Yeah, he could,
does
'cause-
try too hard.
yeah,
Like,
he does.
teacher's pet, rah-rah.
He's Mason Mount 10 years later.
Except Mason Mount doesn't have that personality. I think Henderson's just, I think that's just Henderson. Because you must remember, at Sunderland, I think at 21, he was the captain.
Yeah. That's my boy, dude. What makes me so proud.
Although, now, that could be the wrong Henderson, and then, be proud of the Man United goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's all good. Kia Betswe says, see, Kia Betswe laughed at the infancy adultery joke. I'm just saying.
I see.
Kia Betswe also says, thank you guys. Be good or be good at it. Kisses.
Okay. Awesome.
That's what an X is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ryan Alex says to you, well said, whether Trevor Noah or any celebrity cares or not about what's happening here in South Africa is 100% irrelevant. Hashtags, thoughts and prayers. It will not fix a damn thing.
There you have it.
Umbalelo G says the NBA is fire.
Yeah.
Giannis pulled some other block last night. The last 2 minutes were really entertaining. Now it's 2-2, and we don't know what's next.
We don't know what's next. And if Chris Paul, his body is breaking down. So I read the reports and I watched the highlights. Chris Paul, it's probably the first time in a postseason that he's been completely fit. And there's no LeBron, there's no Kawhi. This was his chance. Because next season, you better believe the Lakers are going to come again. They're probably going to go and get in. It's going to be Dame time with LeBron. They're talking about Kuzma coming back. Who's the cool kids? You'll probably know them from social media. Lonzo Ball.
Alonzo Ball
Coming back. So his brother, by the way, rookie of the year. Sensational season for the younger Ball brother. So if Chris Paul doesn't do it now, it's over. And I think it would have helped his legacy because Chris Paul's not everyone's favorite. Players do not like him at all.
Umbelelo G has made his thoughts clear about Fred. We were a bit confused just now.
Yep.
But Umbelelo G says Fred has never given Man United anything when it matters. So I think he actually wants them to sell Fred. I could be wrong.
He is being unclear. Listen, 50 million's too much for Fred.
Oh, absolutely.
N'Golo Kante cost 32 million pounds.
I think max for Fred, and it'll probably be inflated because probably British tax or where the Premier League is financially at the moment. I think max for Fred will be like 35, 40.
At most.
Yeah.
The Fred situation is interesting. Jimbo, good stuff today.
Good stuffs.
Thanks for teaching me stuff.
Now,
a lot of people are already saying I added a lot to the lesson. And actually, some people are saying I gave...
Hey, do you want attention, young man?
I don't. I still need a pee, though, so I didn't go just now. I ran into a pretty girl in the hallway.
So you just ran into her and then came back to the class?
Well, she was very attractive.
Okay, so why didn't you go pee after you ran into her?
Well, biology. Tough to...
biology's in the class next door.
Oh, all right. Oh, I meant the reason I couldn't go pee was you can't actually... Yeah, we spoke about poles earlier.
Sorry, I think you're confusing me. I'm not a biology teacher.
Oh,
I teach psychology.
Sorry. Well, psychology leads to the reason I couldn't go pee because, when you're about to have a baby, you can't pee. Let me say that. I'll leave it at that, sir.
God.
She was very attractive.
I'm done.
All right, give us some outro music.
Oh, that was a lot.
Yeah. Took a while to get there.
Good Lord.
But how smart's that little kid, though?
Yeah, he's very... What's his name? I didn't think we got a name.
Reginald.
Reginald. I like Reginald.
That's Reginald.
Go, Reginald.
He needed a pee from the beginning. It was an hour ago.
Terrible bladder.
Listen, not the first time a really good-looking woman has gotten in the way and, made a man lose focus.
In the way of Reginald, or just
in general? Reginald needed a pee an hour and a half ago. And then he just ran into the attractive lady. So, listen, that's what attractive ladies are going to do to you, though. You're going to lose focus.
Forward focus.
Don't lose your forward focus. Because you might get a divorce.
Wait, what?
Yeah, in a divorce, you got to have a settlement. And you're about to go through a breakup.
Ain't no way I'm giving away my car.
Well, that's what Bezos said. He had to give away half his money.
That sounds like a Bezos problem.
38 billion kind of problems.
I didn't sign no papers, son.
Well, listen, you never know. By the way, did you know if somebody's your girlfriend for long enough and you break up, there has to be a settlement as well? Yeah. No, real thing. Look that up. I forget what it's called. I'm not a lawyer. I just know that to be true. Very famous cricketer from Cape Town had to give somebody 70,000 rand per month for a couple of months because she said she'd adjusted to a lifestyle, and she won. You can go look that story up as well.
You see, that's where the court... No.
Oh, James, you did bigotry yesterday. You nearly went there.
I got nothing to say.
Nearly went there. I nearly trapped him. I nearly baited you there, James.
Thanks for having me on the show today.
No,
I'll see you tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, a man who has no romance but able to control his bigotry. A big show today, and I think we'll report back tomorrow. James may be single tomorrow. You can DM him. Not now, though. We just need to see what the outcome is of his potential development as a romantic or not. I don't know where that's going to go. But today's show has put a lot of pressure on his relationship. James will have to text. And ultimately, I think he should listen to my advice. Take her on a picnic. All right, but James is too good for my advice. I'm okay with that, ladies and gentlemen. My name is MKT. This is the MKT Show. It has been awesome to be with you guys today. If you're with us on YouTube, please click like. If you aren't with us on YouTube, you could watch this later, and you're not with us live, still click like. It's the same thing. Just click the like button. If you would like the podcast, it is the MKT Show. You can find that on cliffcentral.com, the Cliff Central app, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you're on Apple Podcasts, please give us a rating. You can give us 5 stars at the very least, and you can make a comment. Perhaps you might say, James is a terrible boyfriend. How will James repair his broken heart once he's dumped?
I always knew James was a metrosexual.
Yeah, James is associated with a very, very narrow definition of what being gay is, because gay people aren't all about fabulous clothes. But
And also, our personal favorite, how would chairs look if our knees bent the other way?
And these are the things you could say. Ladies and gentlemen, from me and the least romantic human being alive, this has been the MKT Show. But for now, we are the hell out of here.